Looks like we're live. Nice.
Yep, we're live right on time. Just like every time I'm doing it.
It's all because of you that we're on time, Hank.
Yes, I make the trains run on time.
That's
I
right.
also marketed the show on Discord a lot so people know it's hit going on.
All right, so you have a high chance of getting another loudmouth.
No, they're afraid of me. They don't. I mean, if they weren't, they didn't visit me yesterday, and I was like a sitting duck. So it's like no chance. They don't want to smoke, which is why I had to play video games anyways. Because if they don't want to smoke, I gotta get it from somewhere else.
Yeah, you need a challenge.
Yep.
Yeah. So you just came from another panel?
Yep. Oh,
we got Annie.
Whoops, sorry.
Hey. Oh, you look like a tired mother. Like you're not sleeping at night. You're waking up to breastfeed.
I mean, the night's okay. It's exhausting. Yeah. It's. I underestimated it. So I just I have Hazel over here because Russ wants to do a welding project over there. He doesn't want her to see the light or anything.
She looks like such a chill dog. And dogs that age sleep so much.
Yeah, she sleeps tons. But it's just that I have to manipulate her sleep schedule so that I can work. So I quickly I realized I had to keep adjusting and realize I can only do one massage a day for now and maybe through next week as we figure it out. Cause I can't leave her, for 4 hours alone. So yeah, it's just making her play, it's spending her energy, but I'm the mommy. So when I try to play with her, she just wants me to hold her. And so I have to rely on Russ to do the guy stuff and do the vigorous play because she won't play with me. Oh yeah, massage. Yeah. So I thought I would just jump on when I can, but I'll probably have to do whatever she tells me I need to do.
Do we get to see her at some point?
Yeah, I can grab her. Hey, sugar bear. Hey, sugar bear. This is her.
Oh, she's a bit bigger than I thought she would be.
Oh, well, every morning when I take her out of her crate, she's bigger. She actually is significantly bigger. We've weighed her and we're trying to weigh her. Each Monday is her week birthday, so she'll be 10 weeks on Monday. She's already gained 3 pounds.
Wow.
So yeah.
Sweet.
Yep, she's cute.
When did she get her first haircut?
Well, I can do trimming because I'm familiar, just like feet and tummy. You do there are certain areas for sanitary reasons, Yeah. And her feet and her face a little, but her first professional haircut, I think I'm going to do it at 16 weeks. So it'll be quite a while. I'll have to be cleaning her up myself. She's already had 2 baths. Just because I wanted her to be clean, but also to understand that that's something that poodles have to do and they have to get used to it. So, yep, she's
Poor
pretty.
Girl was born a poodle.
Poodles they have to go to the beauty parlor. Yeah. Well, I mean, I never have sent my other dogs. It's really expensive. I never sent my other ones, but I'm so tired of shaving poodles that I thought I would do that at least like maybe 4 times a year and then take care of her myself in between.
It's just a funny SI. I'm so tired of shaving poodles.
Yeah. I am. I've been doing it for 20 years. It's She is okay with baths. Yeah. I put a non-slip thing in the bottom of the tub so it was really safe. And she just sort of goes into a Zen mode. Gets really still. Maybe it feels good. I don't know.
She seems like a Zen dog in general, though.
Yeah, she is. She has her spazzy moments, and we love those because we want her to use all her energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Hank was just on a live show, arguing, debating?
Yep, I was on the Linux cast.
The Linux cast. And what were you debating? Linux?
Yeah, we were saying the topic was, can AI be useful? And they just ended. So So yeah, they just send it, but they were discussing if AI could be useful. I'm sure that was first since they ended, so they can't compete with us anyways.
Right. Useful for Linux, you mean AI?
I guess
Or
they
just
mean in
useful
general.
Oh.
I think they mean in general, but they use Linux too. So it just AI is a computer topic, and Linux that runs like computers, so that's why the crossover is there. So it's just over there, and the show literally just stopped right now.
Looks like you're a Lex Freeman fan too.
No, I haven't watched the Lex Freeman show in years. Actually, I don't think. Yeah, I haven't watched it this year or last year. I didn't watch any of the shows, but it's Linux. I guess he wishes he used Linux. He doesn't use Linux. Even though
he wishes. He
yes.
wishes he was that cool.
Yes, he wishes he was that cool. To get, and it's something he could literally get for free. He has a free time. He could load up on one of his computers. But well, I don't know. Maybe he uses Linux now. I don't know. But at the time I listened to him, he didn't use Linux.
Cancelled. Non-Linux user.
So let's share that. Let's share the game.
Oh yeah, you got your sound hooked up. It's all working. You figured that out?
Yeah, I figured that out. Oh, there was so much BS solutions that didn't work properly. All I need to do is use the patchway to wire the output from the game's application to the input to the browser, and now it will get mixed into my microphone input, so you can hear it. So if I mute my mic, you won't be able to hear the game. But the game will come in through a mic and just uses Pipewire to mix it. So. Okay, let me focus on the game.
And we can reduce the sound a little bit so that it doesn't go over what we're talking about, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I can control the sound from my end.
Sweet. So this is your pixel game.
Yep.
Okay, so how do we reduce the sound a little bit? Let's see.
So on my end, I use my volume control to turn the sound down in the game. It will go, since it's mixing from my end, it would just go lower as input. So did it go down your end? Maybe
yeah.
Can't tell.
Yeah. It went down.
Yep. Very intuitive.
Yeah. Okay, so this is our stream now. Co-hosting, he's playing games.
Well, we kind of already established that. What's it called? OPS isn't consistent because everyone makes their own system. So.
So how was your week, Annie? Other than dog exhaustion?
I literally have nothing else to talk about except for that. My sister sent me a Marco and she's talking about this and that, and my response was the puppy, because it's just it's my whole world. It's like all my attention and effort right now. Like keeping her alive. There's a lot of dangers everywhere.
Okay.
I haven't figured out a way to monetize your puppy yet. Maybe make her own YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's been done. I could. There's a lot of puppy channels, right?
Yeah.
But can people get enough of them?
I don't know. Yeah, and there's a lot of dog training channels as well. I've been watching those. She's smart. She learns very quickly. I'm just using her.
The creating is working?
Yeah, I'm using the food as a treat, just because we're trying to get her to eat a lot, and I'll just do it randomly, like give her a command, and if she does it, then she gets a little bit of kibble from my hand. Yeah. She catches on fast. She's just so much smaller compared to the other dog, and then she can't get on the couch. But if she could, she would get hurt if she jumped off because she's that small, and our floors are tile. So we're really, she thinks she can jump on things and jump off things, but she really can't. She's too little.
Yeah,
well, she'll learn.
She can get big enough to jump on them anyways.
Yeah, if you let her do it, she'll learn.
Well, she's really too small at this point. I mean, the
Yeah.
couch is too high for her size. Yeah. And because it's tile too, so when she lands, her feet will slip out. I think our first step would be to put like something grippy underneath so her feet don't slip when she lands.
Hmm.
Like carpet or mat?
Yeah.
And
how about you, Hank? How's your week been? Or a little more than a week?
Wonderful week this week.
Really?
Yep.
That's good to hear.
What was wonderful?
Yeah, I did a run in Mingo Park this morning. I jogged what's that trail called? I guess the Mingo Park paved trail. That's what they call it. I got the audio working yesterday thanks to the lucky delay. It was so simple a fix. I couldn't believe it. So, but no one said the documentation was bad. Well, someone said it. But some people are saying something stupider that will also kind of fix it the wrong way.
So the things worked. So
Yes,
your week was good. When things work, your weekend is good.
Exactly.
Right.
When things don't work, I want the things to work. So I'm thinking about trying to go for the world record on this game. It's under 10 minutes, though. But there's no one's been chasing after it on speedruns.net in like a decade. So if I can get it, then it's mine.
How many minutes are you away from 10 minutes?
Freaking 20 minutes away.
20 minutes away. So you're doing it in 30 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
Are you a speedrunner fan?
I like watching Cosmic. He's a speed runner. Like watching his channel, but I'm not really much of a speed runner myself. I'm just saying, but I just know if I got it, it's mine. So I want it.
You want it.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's not so much competition that if I put my mind to it, I couldn't get it. So.
Oh, I'm looking at my Facebook memories for Mother's Day some years ago. I wrote my sister a card that says, "You can't tell me what to do. You're not my mom." She's pretty blasty.
Right. She is, yeah. What is the name of the game on this video, Hank?
Yeah, it's the robot and the snow dragon. It's on Voxatron Fantasy Console.
Voxatron Fantasy Console.
Yeah, Voxatron Fantasy Console, and the game itself, the card, is called Robot and the Snow Dragon. So there's a console and a game, but it's not a real console. It's actually a runtime. But the way computers are going, we can't really tell the difference anyways. Runtimes and console are the same thing.
Yeah. So anyone's welcome to join the stream. The link is in the description. I don't know. Do you have it up on your end, Hank?
It's on the description and the pinned.
Sweet. And what is this? You have a Cash App so you can give Hank money?
Yep, and Binyamin's monetizing YouTube, so you can give him money.
Yeah, you don't give me money. I'm okay. Only Hank gives me money. I don't know why.
Oh,
Preach it.
Because I give everyone money because it pacifies them.
It pacifies them?
Absolutely.
Huh.
It's cheaper than therapy too. I mean, I'm saving like compared to therapy, I'm saving I'm like what the percentage I'm spending like 1% of what it would cost doing therapy, doing
Nice.
talking to YouTube. So.
Okay, so why did I need pacification? Was I upset?
Oh, it's just a habit.
Ah, okay.
But generally, I've upset a lot of people. If I would give them money, they'll let me get away with it.
Oh. You've upset me, Hank. I'm very upset. I'm about $20 upset right now.
All right. Well, you have like 2 jobs, so you should be fine.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you upset, Annie? How upset are you? $20 too?
Over this last week, I've been like cumulatively maybe $10,000 upset.
Ooh, Hank. Yeah,
Who
we need
went
the
for me?
pacifier.
Ask us. See who went for me.
Yeah, just like a lot of anxiety.
What do you think I do? I'm being chased with this angry mob.
Yeah, if you get enough people upset, they do become an angry mob.
I'll just blast them.
It's much safer over here, though. I feel more relaxed. There's so many dangers next door.
For the dog, you mean?
Yeah. The puppy proof
Yeah.
is really hard over there. And she's, figuring stuff out. Russ's shop is really dangerous, so we have to keep her out of that. But I have this little area blocked off here, and the tile is not so slippery, and so it's much safer.
Does she try to go into places where she's not allowed?
Yeah.
Or she listens?
Yeah, she wants to figure everything out. She's curious. So part of my job, since she won't play with me, is to just expose her to a lot of new experiences and do the treat training and work on walks. But mostly she just wants me to pick her up and hold her a lot.
Hmm. Yeah, we had some puppies born on the outpost underneath the. I got some pictures. I didn't get enough yet.
Were they just like mixed up, kind of?
Yeah, mixed. Yeah, but the mom and dad are always together. They're cute. Like they're always running together, always hanging out together. They're afraid of people, but they.
Does somebody feed them?
Yeah, we got a lot of extra food. When I'm there, I give them some food.
Are they domesticated or wild dogs?
Wild dogs, I guess. Maybe domesticated at some point. I don't know how domesticated, but. Yeah. Oh, we got Brandon.
You adding him?
Yeah, as soon as I'm able to.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Brandon.
Hello.
Welcome back.
What's on the screen?
Hank is playing Voxeltron.
Yes.
Did I met the people on here before?
Yes, you've been here
Yes,
before.
you have. Yeah. Last time you were on, you left. You had a friend. Whatever happened to your friend? He couldn't stop
Good
swearing.
enough.
So- What was his friend name? Do you remember, Hank?
I
You know
don't
him?
remember.
13 above.
I knew he was here.
Yeah.
I stopped wherever I try to speak. He tells me to hold on and mutes me.
Oh, it's a mod spook. That's too bad. They only do that to you when your background's very noisy.
Lunch right now. I'll be back.
She sits nice.
Yep.
Her attention span is very.
Yeah. So what have you been up to lately, Brendan? Oh, he's gone. Never mind.
Oh well, he's trying to get his channel to 5K subscribers. I hope we made a deal with Warner Bros. Or whatever, so we can.
The pup is how many weeks old? 5 now?
She's gonna be 10 on Monday.
10 weeks? Okay.
Yeah. So I looked up. We got her at 8 weeks. I looked up female standard poodle runt average weight, and it was 9 to 13, and she was 5 pounds. So like way under. And
right.
our other dog was the runt, and she was 13 pounds at 10 weeks. So really small.
Yeah.
So we think she'll be about 45 or 50 pounds. And
on the smaller side, yeah.
Yeah, my brown one that just died, he was 70 pounds.
Yeah, the big one. Yeah. The bigger ones die earlier, apparently, too.
Yep.
Yeah, but poodles live 15 is pretty normal.
Yeah.
And that's pretty old for a big dog. Older than some others, like labs, usually not so old.
Right. How long does it take you? So this is going to be a half hour to beat this, Hank?
Probably could be like 20. But yeah, half hour.
Yeah.
Wait. Well, about 20 minutes. I started playing late, so I'm gonna say 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Because it just beat it yesterday. I had to figure out how to deal with OBS to put the speedrunner stuff in there. I had to do all the art and stuff myself. I have no idea how to do it. I'm sure someone made a tutorial, or I can get close to one speedrunners and YouTuber, since I'm now a YouTube gamer.
Hazel, do you want to go to Sundance?
The film festival?
No, the what's it called? Cheyenne. Yeah.
I didn't know you were that kind of Jew, though. You're a Hollywood.
The Cheyenne festival or whatever, where they do the shamanism and eat dogs, puppies.
I thought you were making a movie star.
So she's got the white patch on her chest, and then also underneath her, like on her chin.
Yeah, that's what makes her, not a perfect poodle, because she's not solid and she's not really patchy. So she's just an abstract. Oh, one thing that was really interesting. I was so curious to meet the breeder. She was messaging me a lot. She sent me videos all the time, really good updates, really good communication. Yeah. So I wanted to meet this lady. So 2 women pull up. One woman driving, the passenger gets out of the car with the puppy, and that's the breeder. She's this 17-year-old kid.
Nice.
You don't need to be that old to breed, so.
I think it was a side project. Like her family does working dog breed, like bird dog. And I think she was probably a homeschooled kid, and she was like, "Come on, let me do poodles. Let me give it a try." And she was such a good little entrepreneur, just very professional. Yeah, it was really sweet.
Yeah, but I wish I was homeschooled so I can make that kind of dough.
Yeah, you can do creative projects. I went to a high school where we were encouraged to do, creative things that we wanted to. If we wanted to do a special project, they would help facilitate that.
I did a few with a mail shop, but since I haven't had access in like 7 years, well, it's got the skills just kind of dying on the vine.
Yeah.
Oh well. the thing is with these tariffs coming up, softwares will be more in demand because hardware will be more expensive. So I can always catch up by being good with the software, whatever state it's in now.
Yeah, what's going on with all that? I haven't really been paying attention.
Oh, don't worry about it. We're still trying to figure out what the heck's happening.
Yeah.
It's
Elon
just,
Musk apparently is gone.
yeah, I haven't heard from him much.
Apparently he's gone, right? He's not in the government anymore.
I kind of like missed a lot this week. I don't
Later,
know.
Rachel.
Yeah, I haven't been as tuned in because like it's hard for me to even get a minute, to do my own
Yeah.
journaling and stuff.
You
Russ would
didn't
know.
miss anything important.
But it kind of seems like still a lot of whiplash, like tariffs on, tariffs off,
Yeah, the most important thing is that the Pope died, and you probably heard about that.
They are still talking about it, and I'm kind of tired of hearing about it. They picked one, so this
Did
morning.
they?
Yeah, but I don't know who it is yet. But the white smoke came
The
out.
white smoke went up. Okay,
Yeah.
when did they announce it then?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they already have.
They didn't say who it was. They didn't announce it today.
Like now-ish. But I don't know. I'm kind of sick of hearing about it, and I just find it so weird that the Pope has so much influence and power.
He didn't.
Yeah, he didn't.
Well, I know, but like, I don't know. I just like, are there other religions where there's like a top guy that people are obsessed with around the world?
Oh, most of them. I mean, the LDS one's president is technically a prophet. So,
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems kind of strange.
I guess, yeah. What's it called? The Dalai Lama.
Oh, yeah. It just seems kind of like false idolish. I mean, it's just a man,
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's a man with marketing.
And the way people like love him so much, that they're crying and wailing
Right.
with their eyes. I don't know. I just don't understand it.
Yes, it's a figurehead, just like the royal family.
Yeah, they probably don't love him specifically, just what he represents or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a dream last night that I went to a party at the old lady's house, Russ's old lady, and there was this girl there that was your sister, Ben, but she was like this like Long Island Catholic, like kind of loud, tacky girl. And just through conversation, I discovered that she was your sister, and I was like, "Oh, really? I didn't know he had a sister." And I said,
I didn't know
"Oh,
either.
it'd be so funny if like you and I take a picture and I'll send it to him. He'll be so confused,
Okay.
like that I ran into your sister somewhere just like randomly. And then it turned out that you were actually in grad school in British Columbia. Like you moved and you didn't tell anyone. And then you showed up at Elaine's house too. And I was like, "You know Elaine?"
I know Elaine.
Yeah. And you were like, "Yeah." So somehow there was some connection. It was really weird. A lot of random stuff.
Who is Elaine?
Russ's old lady, the
Old
boss lady that he takes care of. Yeah.
The one that has a good word of mouth.
Yeah. And he so her husband got brain cancer like 10
Right. He's taking care of her.
Yeah, and he took over. He's sort of like her personal assistant. He's kind of like a husband in some ways,
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah.
Like a replacement husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my trolls weren't showing up. They knew I would be here. I gave them like 7 hours and knows put the thing up. They just want to show up because they know they don't have any leverage in spaces I control.
Mm.
And actually, no, they don't have leverage in spaces they control either. But unless they have a whole big group of people helping them, so don't want me on their show.
Oh, what a sweetie.
Yeah, that guy used to be so tough for me.
How many more levels are there?
I think we just have the lava land and then snow dragon. So just 2.
Huh.
The snow dragon's the pushover. Yeah, yesterday I went there with 1 hit point. Bump. I think I beat him first try. Yeah. So probably I need to make a hack of this game that's harder as soon as I get the world record. So not only is the Boxertron a game, it's also a game development toolkit. So it comes with entity designer and it called what is it called? What's the thing was called? A DAW, a digital workstation, and an entity creator, and a map maker. So it's totally worth it. It's only like
How much does it cost? It's free, right?
no, it's not free. This one costs like I can get it with Pico 8 as well for I think $20. It's proprietary, but runs Lua. It's probably easy to compile and extend if you want to. At least the Pico has been copied with an open source runtime, and this one hasn't yet. But maybe not that I know of. It probably wouldn't be that difficult. It looks a lot like Spring Engine. But so if you need open source, you could probably make an open source one with another engine, use the same style. But I'm not that worried about open source because software is so flexible these days. There's so much compute power available that you can just translate anything on anything as long as it was made 10 years or more ago. Still thinking of business ideas. The problem with doing software support is just too much software, so I need to constrain it so I can keep my sanity.
What about getting a 3D printer?
I have a 3D printer. I haven't used it yet, and I think how long did I get it? At least 5 years ago. I started to use my 3D printer. Oh, we have another person here. Hello, Jack.
Jack again, yeah. What's up, Jack? Are you going? You're going to the restaurant again to eat?
He's driving. Oh
That's
wow!
not a bus.
Yeah,
Unless
that's
you're
not a
driving a
bus.
bus. Are you driving a
It looks
bus,
like he's
Jack?
pretending to drive though, but he's on mute or something. Can't hear him.
He's on mute still.
Yeah, it's on mute.
But that's not a bus, Jack. I'm not sure if it's a bus or not. Are you driving a bus, Jack?
Are you driving a bus?
He's making me nervous already. Driving, dealing with the technology.
You're sitting duck.
Yep. Yeah, they're not gonna allow me in the Israeli Defense Forces if I play like this.
I don't think video game playing is a criteria to join.
Well, we could be a drone guy. Yes,
Oh, drone
I
guy.
mean,
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Perfect.
Say again.
All right. So I have some news and some bad news and some probably relatable news. And so I got my type officially from Dave.
Sweet.
He didn't seem to be wavering on it, which was the weird thing.
Okay. What did he get you as?
I had a very bad relationship with that type. He got me as double masculine, TISI, sleep, blast, play, consume, last, number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're double masking, all right.
I don't know about that type.
Yeah, I don't either. And you know, everybody around me has triangulated me as any FE or FENE or something along those lines, and I kind of agree with it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alpha Quadra though.
You have to remember.
What's that?
I mean,
Every-
your order over chaos. I can't get behind that.
I can get behind it.
Yeah, he's order over chaos.
Yep. Because some
Yeah, I
cats are
think
war-
it. I think here's the
Did he
issue
get you
about
as-
Dave
where did he
and
get you
the
as
way
playing?
he types. I have a few critiques about him and the way he types, and
Yeah.
I mean, so this is what I have to say. The process of elimination thing is used in socionics in some way, and I think it's probably one of the most useful ways in order to determine or pinpoint someone's type, right?
Feminine
So,
thinking makes
I
sense,
think-
maybe.
Yeah, feminine. It's feminine TI and feminine NE, and then it's also NT last. So it's kind of reversed in a way, in a weird way.
Okay.
Um,
And he got you as a blaster?
yeah, sleep blast, FESI blasting, double activated.
Okay.
But you have to remember, every OPS system's unique per day power consumed.
You speak about him like he is the Jewish Messiah or something. It's from Dave Powers himself.
He isn't.
What is he to you? Like let's just say it was Jesus asking Saint Peter, who am I to you? If Dave right here right now asked you, who am I to you, what would you say to him?
He is the buff who brought us OPS.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro. Okay. That's the thing. Like in my whole typing documents, I kind of littered it with a bunch of like how you want to know something? Like before the Pope even died, I ended up like making the type document. So, joke that Dave is like the papacy is being passed on to Dave right around the time like before the Pope died. and then the Pope dies, and I'm like, I'm asking you, Dave. so so it's like now they have a new elected Pope, and I'm wondering if Dave is just pretending to do stock trades right now.
Don't let anyone tell
But-
you Ted told this to you, but Dave Powers is the Black Pope. But it's not for me though.
Well, we got some. I'm just looking at anecdotes. If I don't think he's asleep, last play consume. Okay. The reason why you left is the reason why you are A1.
Jack's cloning himself.
Yeah. The guy is for sure SI, or at least S above N.
The guy, the man.
I
So
want to be the guy.
So you're an IP?
So, I mean, according to that system, right? Now, I'm going to make a statement here pretty soon that will probably be shocking as far as, like, you know, what's going on in my kind of psychological development over the course of this time, as of now, where I am now. So, Lord forgive me. Yeah, apparently I am a EJIP of
Yeah,
and
EJ.
Demon NT with Consume Last, which is kind of weird. It's like a weird STSFNF like IP INTP, which is like I see the pattern he's saying in the midst of my life, but like I don't know if I agree with like putting my life on that.
Did he give you a
know what
social
you
type?
do? You can go
No,
get
he's
type a
locked
whole
up.
serif next. That'd be hilarious. Oh, Jack dropped.
Yeah. It happens.
Yep. He's back. Never mind. He's not quite back yet.
There we go. All right. So as I was saying, this is all according to OPS. I don't really identify myself as a certain type. You know, I feel like you have to have a healthy distance when getting into things like this because I don't know about you, Binyamin, but what do you think about the idea of OPS being a cult?
Yeah, it's a cult, sure.
Well, what do we mean by cult in the negative connotation or like in the quite literal connotation, like the culture or cult? You know.
What's the difference?
Well, I suppose there really is none. But I mean, technically, like the whole country is a cult. Like the
Yes.
United States itself is a cult. Yeah. Like cults make up everything. A lot of things actually. But so it might be a red herring just to call it that, but it's like with every cult comes its its downs, and I think the downs of OPS kind of like made me cancel the. Just I don't want anything to do with it. You know? I don't.
How did you get to that?
It was
What do you mean you don't want anything to do with it?
I got to that conclusion through everybody around me noticing like how my behavior, habits, and who I was just kind of being so malleable in the vulnerable place that I was in, trying to scour with all this anxiety and sort of like too much care and too much mental energy on just figuring out and understanding my type. When all it is just a way of description of describing pattern behavior over the course of a long period of time. That's defined by personality.
Yeah, if
And
only
for
you could
me,
just
it's like,
do a simple survey for $25 and know your type, and you don't have to worry about it again. Imagine that.
yeah, well, this one was $200. Like, he wants $200 to
Wow.
figure out your type. Why though? Like,
Yeah,
why would he put a paywall
rate.
behind it?
Yeah,
Well, the other thing
$200.
is, like, I saw
Right.
you
Is there a
pinging
good reason?
everybody for your type. You were pinging everybody.
Yeah, yes, but
Yeah.
$200. Rate.
It was unhealthy though. It was an unhealthy attachment to OPS in a way that I feel like I need to do it's like, I don't know how to describe this, but it's like women. Women, when they're in a really emotional high, if you're in an emotional moment with them and if you fuck it up, they're gonna go the complete opposite spectrum. I've completely bounced to the polar opposite. I am like, if the OPS was a Jedi, I'm a Sith Lord now.
You are a Sith Lord. You're going to take down OPS.
Yeah. I mean, I won't say. Yeah, I have to admit, but I just want to I don't really want to be in OPS anymore. I don't want to deal with it, and I denounce it because I don't agree 100% with its methods or its teachings, or 100% either with the way its system is derived. Like, I get the goal and the initial goal and intent from Dave was good, but I mean, like, the guys they're optimistic nihilists, and I'm like, how do you find all these patterns and somehow just like deny God?
Oh, they're intuitives. They're intuitives.
Maybe that's just me.
They're not intuitive. So they're intuitive. So what they do is speculate. So that's how they get to it. The problem is that they don't have enough consistency, so we can't repeat the process.
Right, but I mean, regardless of what type they are investigating or whatnot, like I just don't, how do I say it? How much real accountability is there really in OPS when it comes to, like, I don't know. All I can say for sure is that I'm really skeptical of OPS.
Yeah, the best part is that,
and it's primarily because of community reasons and also just, like, I suppose, issues with the system that I see.
Yeah, the best part that everyone comes to their own system, but Dave Powers is the king system because he came up with it first. So that it's a feature, not a bug.
Right. And he speaks so authoritarian on some things without a lot of evidence. I mean, the evidence he gives is like the celebrity archive. And I'm like, you go to socionics, you see the same thing. A celebrity archive.
Or we go to dare I say, personality database. You get a celebrity archive and you get a fictional character archive too. So it's like double what those ones have to offer.
I find it that, like, MBTI in of itself is easier at defining.
What's going on?
I find it. Yeah.
Nico.
Hey. Hey, Jack.
I knew I heard
you. I didn't call you back because I fell asleep. I just saw you were on here. Yeah,
yep.
I just
am on here. I wanted to tell them the news about the type I got, and
thanks for telling us.
Just my disagreement to it.
Now all of China knows what you've got. All of 2 viewers.
Well, we have more panelists than viewers, so I don't believe the number.
Yeah.
What's up, Dragon? Did you hear Jack's type?
What? Kind of. I heard something about an IPEJ, and I got confused, and I don't know what's going on with his type
TISI.
thing, but
Double masculine TISI.
double masculine TISI.
Yeah.
Where'd he get that type from?
Dave Powers, apparently.
Dave Powers. I don't know about
Yeah,
that
here's
one.
the thing about Dave. Yeah, there you go. So on me, I need to explain something in the way that he types that makes it a lot like his rules or thumb. Like he's an NI Dom or something, right? And he's very when he has a certain method or way, his conclusions are going to be bent off that, even though he pretends to be open to any other idea. It's only a red herring to like prove himself right. So
I don't
here's the
know
deal.
many IP people with Blast, so it's hard for me to say, but I find it frustrating hearing what you're talking about because I think there's issues
Yeah,
with your
cool.
perspective
I
on a
mean,
lot of this.
it is frustrating for me, especially because like I haven't even gotten even to start to talk about it.
What do you mean?
So particularly, there are many rules of thumb Dave gives in order to allegedly figure out somebody's type and to type them in a way that's more accurate. So like one of them is like
Is this going to loop back
there's a
around to you
question on the
talking about why
document,
you can't talk about
and
it?
the question I'm trying to speak. The question on the document is what type do you think you are? And people will be led to without understanding the implication.
We lost him.
He'll be back.
It's just I feel like there's a lack of something here, and I don't know how to explain it. But
Are you disagreeing with Jack, or
yeah, I don't
do you think he has a TISI?
I don't know. I mean, definitely doesn't make sense to me at first.
Right.
I mean, he's very chaotic.
Yes. High play.
It does feel like high play.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't care about what his type is or isn't that much.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
it's
Dave
not that
Powers is a high play just because I'm playing a game today, so I don't take him that seriously.
it's not that I agree or disagree with the type perspective. It's just I feel like
You don't like Jack.
It's like that stream I did with Reggie where we talked about problems with OP and how people in the community replace like the language of the system and replaces meaningful communication with the terminology.
Right.
And there's like a lot of issues you can point out with the system and stuff, but I don't know. I want to understand what he expects or what he wants.
Well, Dave Powers says you have to find your own terms. So it's a you problem.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he's saying.
I would try to like explain and help reconcile shit, but like I'm still kind of fried circa 12 hours later from taking an edible.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you were up pretty late, weren't you? You were probably up past 2 a.m. at your time.
It's 12:59 right now. I possibly. I don't know. I lost track of time.
So I think you were on when we were still like 4 a.m. my time talking about stuff.
No, I wasn't on until 4 a.m.
I mean, I think your time zone's different. So I'm saying 4 a.m. my time.
I think you guys are like an hour ahead.
I don't know.
So I could do the math. The time zone
Time is subject to change, isn't it?
Jack back.
The only thing that's true is the present moment.
Oh, do you want to get started with that conversation?
Dude, that was such a fun conversation because like
That
I
was
was
not
high
a
as
fun
fuck.
conversation. I hated that. I was okay with that conversation until like the last fourth, and then I was dying.
Well, I don't think I was around at the last fourth because I saw you guys like go just like go super hard.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
I was like watching you two go off, and like
So-
I remember my imagination of the whole event of just like you two like fucking like thinker gladiators in the ring, and just me watching, being like, yeah, get him.
I swear, it must be like a difference between like the masculine intuition and the feminine intuition, because I feel like I've had similar conversations with you about stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it is definitely
That's it, Hank.
where the masculine intuition,
Yeah, that's it.
like the feminine intuition, tries to sort of hold on to. It tries to hold on to like some semblance of concreteness.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I've discovered is like that doesn't actually exist. it's like it's like as masculine as my SI may be. Like I gotta remember that like a lot of the times that sort of idea of permanence is just a manifestation of my mind to give me a sense of security, and that's
Yep.
it. It's not actually true.
Yeah.
And there's mountains of evidence. You know, I'll say like one piece of evidence, like the observer atom thing, and like the observer quantum state thing, and then say etc. to like
Is that like the Schrodinger's
just-
cat thing?
Yeah. To say like, here's my one piece of evidence that I'm like going off of because I just forgot every other one, but I know there's more out there.
Yeah, so I guess to give like context instead of us just talking about a conversation no one knows about, we were talking about like, well, someone was having this idea that they call like a red and blue dichotomy, and I don't know how to explain that, so I'd need them to come on to like do that.
Oh,
And,
I go by dialectics, so
it's not a political thing though. It was
Dude,
like
it's-
we were talking about what is like permanent and impermanent, and
Yeah.
I'm saying that nothing is permanent, but their argument was saying that basically a snapshot in time is permanent. They were saying intent is permanent because if you have an intent at a moment in time, that creates a snapshot of intent that will always be somehow.
yeah.
Does
It
that
sounds
make
like
any
it's
sense?
edibles.
But they're wrong because time is relative unless it go block universe.
They're
And
saying
everything
it doesn't. They're saying that time doesn't matter and that perspective or like viewership of it doesn't matter. And they would say like the dinosaurs existed at one point in time, so that concept of them existing at one point is permanent. I think.
So
And I
that's
do
okay,
see what
I
this
probably
is. I do see what this is. It reminds me of like I think I brought this up in chat, where it's like calculus integration of like, hey, assume that this certain surface area is sliced up to infinity, with each slice representing like one piece, but like those slices don't actually exist. You
lost me a little bit.
point doesn't actually exist or something like that.
What doesn't?
It's
actually
okay.
exist?
He's on edibles. He won't make sense. And it sounds like the guy who was talking was also on edibles.
Yeah, I got it.
No,
though,
I
I don't think they were.
No, he wasn't. I was. Okay. I am terrible at like describing this because like I forget a lot of the terms for like what integration in calculus is. I can just like visualize it, and that's it.
We have
What
a
does
nice-
integration with calculus have to do with anything?
Why I'm dyslexic. Well, it has to do with like what do you might call it? Fucking integration, and like how you can sort of dissect the timeline into sort of instantaneous snapshots. Because like I could see that. I could see what he's trying to do there. And say that there's like an infinite amount of instantaneous snapshots within a line that quote unquote do exist. But the thing
But what- I
is
don't-
that those instantaneous snapshots don't actually exist.
There's that, but there's also my problem with he's saying that intent, which we looked up the Google definition, which was like an aim or plan. He's saying that when intent changes, that original intent, the new intent is something new and different from the old intent, and the old intent will always be. While I'm saying intent is like something connected to you, and it's like if I intend to like look one direction, and then I change my intent to look behind me, it's like the intent changes. It's not like a different thing. And he's saying it was like a flip book.
It sounds like
That's
he's
how-
trying to find things and he's not succeeding.
He's trying to
he
what?
needs to find his terms better.
Yeah, he's trying to define his terms, but he's not succeeding.
Yeah.
He's making
I
I was
see
trying
kind
to
of
get him to
like-
define things, and he kind of wouldn't, and would kind of fall back on saying things are subjective and stuff. It felt like
I
Who is
see
this
that
guy?
like he's trying to put things into like a timeline. I could definitely see because that kind of goes on the argument of like, hey, you know, is the intent the same? If the you decides to look in like a certain direction, does the intent change or not change? And like in the past, you know, is that you with that intent different than the you in the present? And that kind of just goes like, hey, everything is it's like kind of goes like, hey, everything is subject to change. It's so funny because he's saying that those like past images are real, and like but in the present you have changed and the intent changed. It's weird. But
It
the
is
thing
weird.
is, it's like if you get really meta with it, that past self doesn't actually exist. Only your present. It's only your present self looking back on that past self and declaring that it does.
But he's saying like time doesn't apply. It's like the dinosaurs still existed at one point, and that metaphysical concept itself will never change, despite whether people believe it or not.
Okay. Hey, I'm back. Can everybody hear me?
What's up,
Is
Jack?
your connection good?
Yeah, my connection's better now. So,
Okay.
I'm going to
Dragon's
explain
Neck,
kind of.
you're a guy.
What?
I was trying to explain, just overall, like how I see Davis typing. There are all things he does take his time on, and I do think he does consume copious amounts of videos in order to figure out some of his typings. But some typings I feel are just like intentional, like it's too intentional and obvious the pattern of what he's doing. If you tell him
What?
you're an FENE, he's going to type you TISI, like me.
Okay,
Because-
this isn't making sense.
Stalking you
I know
around
it
to make more
isn't.
money.
I know it because you don't know the principle. The
No,
principle
you're
is
not
you
making
can't see
sense.
yourself.
That's
No, the
not.
principle is you can't see yourself.
Yes
That's
and
the
no.
base principle of the matter.
It's not how it works.
Well,
It's
wrong.
not,
I mean,
it's not what Dave says. You
no,
can't
I
see
think
Yes and
yourself.
no,
in
you-
this
so-
video.
You
Look,
can't.
I'm
You
right
don't have
on-
the perspective, I think, to understand what Dave is trying to say or not. What is your experience like actually getting like actively trying to use the system to type someone? Have you did any practice typings?
I would say that it is not an entirely consistent one. I would say. So yeah, I don't think I think, but to say that I shouldn't have an opinion is not right.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have an opinion. I'm asking you what is your experience of trying to use the system to type someone?
Well, I mean, I've had some success in trying to take my time to type my fiance. You know,
Have you like done any of the practice typings where you like they say, "Oh, this week we're typing Elijah Wood," and then you
I
type
didn't-
along with them?
no, but I've watched a copious amount of videos and pieced things together and watched how they type. And
Do you think reading a book about intercourse gives you the experience of having intercourse?
If it's a visual novel, yes.
I don't think. I think honestly. I mean, it's a funny question because it's too obvious that obviously no, it doesn't.
Yes. So that's just helping strengthen my point that I could have been in the same boat as you until I actually tried applying this stuff and getting perspective of like going through the process and stuff. And if you haven't gone through the process, I can completely understand why you were thinking what you do about Dave and the system and what he means by saying that you can't see yourself. But I'm saying that there's some missing stuff here that you're not going to be able to get until you have like some experience. So it's perfectly fine that you have these opinions. I just would hope you don't jump the gun on it and like hold it loosely. Like make sure your opinion's subject to change.
Yeah, you're not coaching good enough.
There's plenty of problems with the community, and there's plenty of problems with the system, and Dave sure as hell has plenty of problems. So it's just like, let's try to be more accurate about it and like open to maybe we're not seeing things correctly.
I don't know, man. I just haven't. It's like in my life, man. Like hyperfixating on all this crap did not leave me in a good place.
Yes, and that's another
And
thing. I want
that's
to
my
know, like,
fault. That's
why
my
were you
fault.
hyper fixating on it? Like, what do you want out of the system or out of typology in general?
I just wanted. That's something I would really need to sit down and think about. Honestly,
I
like
I
would
highly
re-
recommend
I would-
it. It's so useful.
because I don't know. Like I don't know for sure. I don't have a clear ground of what I wanted. I don't know whether it was a shallow or a deep reason, but whether it was a vulnerable reason or an invulnerable reason.
I don't know if it matters. I'd say like, what is your
It
current
does.
reason?
My current reason of why I was pursuing it so much ended up paying $200 for a guess on a type, only to reverse the exact type I even fed them. What I thought and everyone thought of me.
Who's
is-
everyone?
Well, I mean, if you do a little bit of connecting, I'm talking about like a community, a Discord server, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I could say us on here too. I'm just wanting to get some sensory out there.
Yeah, of course. I just found the most toxic server I could have ever found. Ryder, there's a woman named Ryder. She has like BPD, a bunch of mental disorders. She's trauma dumping on everyone in the server, talking about how she used to be a manipulator. Everyone, like every boy in that server, began to sort of like her.
Oh, that
And
sounds awful.
it is awful and it's toxic and it's just like, and she's bragging all the time about how Dave likes her. And how she
That
talks
sounds
to
awful.
Dave.
Hey,
It sounds
you went back.
sounds
You
suspicious.
went back to that server. Why'd you go back? No.
Why do you think I went back to that server just because I'm talking about it? I'm just sharing the information about what I saw before.
That time where you did go back is what I'm trying to say.
Oh. I mean, I went back for a second in order to throw the type that they wanted to know about me or whatever and just left. I didn't want to associate with them anymore. But I shouldn't have looked back, honestly. Because I wanted to completely detach myself from it. And I still do. And I am still detaching myself from it. I guess I just wanted to really share my views for a food of thought on where my experience went and why I don't want to be part of and I'm not part of it anymore, you know. And why
Yeah.
I'm on the fence about that type.
You just say you don't recognize it. It's that simple. So he gave me the type. I don't recognize it. He kind of sucks.
Yeah, there are a bunch of people drama reasons I have, and there are a bunch of spiritual reasons I have, primarily to do with like truth and focusing on God.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
simple.
don't want to
That's
pursue.
what I
I
gathered.
don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to quite frankly pursue something so vain that I can't trust myself with when it comes to hyperfixations. Like I have autism. Not everyone does, but I can definitely warn to a person who any average Joe Schmo who cares about themselves in some way, shape, or form. Like the identity is a really like sensitive, soft place in everybody, right? And they have one. Sometimes they're hard to live their time.
It's.
Nico. I mean,
I think that what's happening here
everyone's
is that
identity is molded.
you're having a need. You wanted to get into OPS and you were doing this for a reason, and it was like probably some kind of emotional need, and that's what you were hoping to get out of it. And it seems like just throwing it away.
More
is
than
like,
emotional, it was okay. Yeah, it was. I was so cute. Look, I grew up like for 5 years watching this stuff, enjoying the content and wanting to get deeper into it because I was an MBTI typist, and I wanted to know like what they were talking about, and I began to see it. So when I began to see it, you know, I kind of fell down the rabbit hole of over and hyper fixating on the fact that like there are all these types. I wonder which one I am, and it tortured me. You know, every time I would have a type that I thought I was, like SIFE, you know, all the FESI, FENE, NEFE, like I would pretend almost to be that type, and it would be noticed within everybody around me, and it was really toxic to them too. It was like, this isn't healthy. What's happening to you? I don't think you should be in this, you know? And I'm
yeah,
like,
I've
yeah,
seen it.
I don't
I've been
think
in the
so.
community and like other servers for a long time, and I've seen that sort of thing a lot. And it's definitely not a good place. And it is good that you like are recognizing your relationship with it.
It's a bad. That's what I mean. There you go. I'm overcomplicating it, but it's like an unhealthy relationship with the thing itself. And I think that I should lay down on some of my criticisms toward Dave. I think he's in a bad place himself, and I definitely noticed
I
that
get
he's
that.
trying to improve the system. He's trying to do whatever he can, but like, and I can see he had a place in his life where he just like omits himself and withdraws himself from his own community, and he's trying his best to like upgrade his understanding. However, I would say that, you know, OPS becoming a religion for people isn't something that I particularly am fond of, and people quite frankly do treat it like a religion. Like
Yeah.
if for someone's identity to be molded or recognized, it takes like even Carl Jung talks about a substantial amount of moral effort and analytical and self-reflection in order to figure these things out. And Nico talked about, as some of you may know, like active imagination. And he's been telling me that I should do some of that, and like I've been wanting to do some of that, and it's just kind of like sitting down and taking your place, going into your subconscious and like figuring these things out. I mean, you can prey on those things that you see in them. My subconscious is sort of leaked out into images every now and then that describe things. And I saw an image of Dave actually, and it got really, really personal and like emotional. It was kind of sad, and I don't necessarily want to. It probably is really personal. It would be probably really personal to him. So I don't know. I don't know want to exactly talk about that part, but whole point is that I see a plague, and I don't want to be infected.
You've already been
And there have
affected.
been,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to break it to you.
I know I've been. That's why I have detached myself from it.
Jack, Dragon Snake is a great guy. He'll guide you through it. He's a bit more. He's a bit more of a bazooka wielder with the logic, and he'll definitely tell you. He'll definitely tell you straight up where you're fucking up. You know. He's
I
a
know I'm
pretty good
fucking
guy.
up.
Hello there, Hank.
Hey, Brandon, welcome back.
You're allowed to say hello to everybody, by the way.
Who's
Yep,
on the
yeah.
panel right now?
Here, let's remove Hank's
Yeah.
things. We can.
Yep. Of course, you still hear it.
Who just stood up on the panel? How many people are on here right now?
Looks like 7.
I met these people before.
Some of them.
I don't think you've met me. No.
So Rachel, OPS is objective personality system. It's a typology system like MBTI.
To be honest, I don't know who this funny guy is.
I know him. He's a friend of mine.
But Mr. Disciple, I feel like what needs to be examined is like why you started to have an unhealthy relationship with the system, because I think there is something there, a need or something else as to why you
think
were
it has to
you were
do
trying
with a
to
lot of-
satisfy something.
It was I was in a very vulnerable time, and I feel like I let it hijack my that vulnerability, and part of it was like I thought it would be really cool to figure out my type and get to know it and speculate and finally sit down and know and work with it, because one thing is for certain that when Nico was telling me I was NETI, most likely, when I believed that, like something vastly helped me. Something vastly helped me with that. Like something, when you believe you're a certain archetype and end up assuming that sort of role.
Did I met the Dragon's Neck before?
No.
Yes.
But
no.
whether you agree with it or not, it happens to be. It happened for me to be like something like that helped, something that got me to get up and figure all of this out. And
What's all of this? Is that something you can talk about?
I guess why I have certain issues and what areas and what places, and it's just sort of a way to describe them and give closure in some way. But it turns out the very issue. Do I want to share those issues? Not particularly, but I would love to. It was my relationship with the system that made what was the most unhealthy thing, though. Because when I realized that, like, believing I was ENTP and ETI was, it created serotonin in me and stuff.
Dragon's Neck, I do have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I definitely get that.
And it just it only spawned, and then the fact that Nico was in it and Alex was, and I was in the server.
Do you have favorite Looney Tune character, Dragon's Neck?
All of a sudden, it was just this sudden sort of like inspiration of just like I should get deeper into it, learn how it works more, and kind of choose to use these descriptions. It turned out to be an idol to me. It turned out to be something I waste too much time and energy into a lot of effort for a label of
Yeah.
myself, and I feel like, and everyone else felt like it was taking a part of me in a way that was too much affecting my own relationships, and I wasn't being true to myself.
Yeah, if you're doing it for the label part of it.
Imagine pretending to be Ti. Like, that's stupid.
Why so
Pretending.
scary?
It's just
Does
silly,
Dragons
like,
does Dragons have a favorite character from the Looney Tunes?
I don't think I do.
I do have a channel.
one sec, bro. We're still trying to sort things out over here.
Do you want to hear about my experience of getting typed?
Yeah, you can.
So basically, ever since my friend who comes on here sometimes got me into typology, I pretty much thought I was an INFJ. And as we were kind of learning MBTI stuff, I was just still in that thought process. And then when he got me into OPS, I thought that me being INFJ made even more sense. And I feel like I was kind of in that similar place where I was feeling like I was FE and I was doing the FE and stuff. And then I decided to try to participate with the weekly typings, and I actually tried to make some YouTube videos on my experience with that.
My channel's pretty much G-rated.
Nice.
Dude.
And the first person I typed was Elijah Wood, and I typed him as like an ISFJ. And then when his type was released, he turned out to be an INTP jumper. And I was like, what the heck is this? How is this a decider? How is he not DE? And had a lot of trouble with that thankfully some other people were able to kind of like explain the perspective to me on. And this was very valuable because when I got typed, I wasn't an INFJ, I was typed as an INTP, and I went through like a week-long cognitive dissonance where I had to like reprocess everything. And after a while and settling
I
with
do have a
it
YouTube channel.
made a lot of sense to me. And basically there was a lot of sadness with it because like I kind of wanted it to do the same thing you wanted to do, where like I wanted to like have an understanding of my problems and imbalances, and like I wanted a path to work on things. And after a while of having my type, it made me realize that all of these problems that I have, like knowing what to do about them or like what's going on, did not make anything easier whatsoever to actually like make the right choices. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Like it was incredibly like saddening in a way. It's like
What was
to be able
what was
to
the type
see
you
what's going
got?
on and not do anything. Double feminine, TINE, consume, sleep, blast, and play last. And I think I'm a number 4.
Carl Jung is kind of the same situation.
Yeah, he's more on the play side, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but
Put some words in it,
either
okay?
way, like, so that's just why I'm like not part of OPS anymore. I do believe it's a cult. I do believe it's, I believe that many things are cults objectively. Like everything can be considered a cult, but like you
I would
really need
agree
to
with
pick
that.
the places you choose to abide in, though, and choose to believe, because it really does matter.
But why does anything matter, basically? Why does it matter what's a cult or what's not? Basically, what are you trying to get into it? Why are you into typology? And what do you actually want out of it? It's such an
Those are all
important
things
question.
Well, there's a lot of people on the panel. I people have a hard time talking.
That's too bad. That's not playing a game.
Honestly, I think that's something I really need to think about definitively, because I'm tired of just trying to say things on the spot with questions I didn't even bother asking myself that are too important,
Yeah.
Like how,
So it just seems like what should come first. Like, yes, there's terrible things everywhere, and like there's problems with the people and the communities and the systems, but it's just like, what
Am
do
I
you
just?
need?
I'm
What do you want?
yeah.
That's where you should be going off of, not like this whole religious ideology of like what you're spending your time on. I mean, that's part of it because you want what you spend your time
Well,
on to be
that's
worth
that's
it.
the foundation of it. That's the foundation of it. What are the fruits of what you're abiding in? You abiding in Jesus, or you abiding in the world and its ideologies and its systems? Are you confusing yourself to it in an unhealthy way that's like literally leading you away from doing God's will in some sense? You know,
Yeah,
like
I
my question then would be, am I getting into typology particularly because of my own interest, or am I doing that at all for the glory of God? And that's really where I lie,
why are those
because
two
I'm
different
Christian.
things?
Two different
God's
things
omnipotent. He
because
can make you do anything he wants. It's not a big deal.
I mean,
He's-
I don't want to get into a debate about free will, and
No, let's
I
do it.
just
I don't either.
no.
There's a
Yeah,
sort
you
of
get wrecked.
ego.
Oh,
There's like a,
you get wrecked.
and I think you could see this. There's like a sort of like ego attachment where he doesn't know if like his higher self actually like wants this or what or like whatever, versus like his sort of lower, more conscious self trying to attach, these things towards trying to attach his ego towards its high. And
Yeah, but
I went through something similar.
I'm in the Christian zone, so I understand that that's not the direction he's probably thinking about it from. And there's like the interesting things about like the parables of talents that I think are relevant to it, to where like you are who you are and how you. It's like the saying of like raise your children and in the certain ways because they won't depart from them, whatever the verse is. That's like a part of who you are and what you're interested in is important in the sense in that it can be used in a godly way, and that I wouldn't just run from what is appealing to you because it's like you're shutting yourself off from so many opportunities that God could use you in a sense, if that makes any sense what I'm trying to say. It's like, yes, you have to watch out for certain things, but you also can't deny yourself. It's not going to work. You can't just like shut yourself off and become like an empty vessel in a sense. It's like that parable of the guy giving his slaves money or whatever, his servants money, and the one just buries it so he doesn't have to like invest it, and he comes back bringing the same money he was given, and he's like ashamed, given shame by his master.
I told him I told Jack to like be like, hey, if this is causing you so much pain right now, just drop all things typology for like a week or a month or something, and then come back whenever you kind of all processed and got your bearings together. Do you see that? Like, I think that could help.
I do, but I feel like it will solve itself once you answer the question of like, why are you here and what do you want to get out of this? Because depending on what it is, you can just completely drop typology, not care about it, not care about OPS, because it's not going to align with what you're trying to get, and there's other ways to get it, and that's like one of the best outcomes because you do not necessarily need this. This stuff might not be for you. OPS might not be for you. It's like, what is your need and like what's the goal? And without that, I feel like you can't get to a place where you will feel good about just removing yourself from the typology community. It's gonna be a baggage to you. It's gonna be on the back of your mind. You're gonna think back to it and feel feelings of frustration, and it's gonna be like a weight on your back.
Yeah,
I think.
that's a pretty good perspective, and I do agree. Like it'll take you time to it'll probably take you a good bit of time to like really process this and see it. Sometimes it takes people like months, and like I think without directly saying it, I think I did. I think that should be sort of the aim of your processing time. You know,
I wonder if he's still here because it looks like his picture might be frozen.
He'll clone himself and come back. So I'll remind everyone why I came into typology. Well, I guess recently I went into typology a really long time ago, just out of curiosity. But I went into reinvest in typology so I could get up because my mind control practices. That's why I'm in the Panelverse. I was trying to teach myself mind control, and typology was just another tool for me to figure out how does this person think, and how can I predict their next move using typology. So I personally didn't like OPS because they made it too complicated. It wasn't very useful. If you make more type scenario people, then
Yeah, it is Tom.
what's the point? I figure out by the person.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You are beyond the archetype that you are inherently said. It's like Nico told me, for example, something about the game and playing it. I forgot it, honestly. What was it?
If you're talking about archetypes, I was going to say like all of these typology systems are basically there to sort of give an overarching approximation to who you truly are. But they can never reach sort of the singularity on that.
Yep.
I think
that's
also
that's kind of a you battle, to be frank, if you want to get to that singularity.
Hey, I have to get going, but that's all I wanted to really talk about and share and explain and sort of say. You might not see me again. I don't think you will.
Wait, hold on, Jack. Did you hear what Dragon?
And you're welcome back to talk about stuff that isn't OPS and have real meaningful conversations and even trash OPS if you want to.
For real.
For real?
Yeah, dude,
That's
free.
awesome.
You're free to do it.
We're not fanatics here. We don't believe in things just because some guru said.
That's really good. That's really good because I find it that I fell into the guru thing.
Right,
honestly.
you did. Yeah.
I know how.
And I guess it's because that's the thing. Like I think you really need to pay attention. Like the counsel of many is it's wise, and it's like a plan fails if you ignore counsel other than you, as well as yours, because you can have an inner desire or want, and you can listen to yourself in some part, but then you have to ask others who are also experienced in that, and those around you, especially those who love you, who know you. And I think that, like, by the grace of the Lord, that I think I was helped here. I feel better overall.
Good.
But I wouldn't say. Here's the thing, like, I'm gonna admit myself as someone who is on the fence a lot about it. There's a side of me that does see the things that they're saying, and there's another side of me argue. It's basically like a whole debate's going on in my head, and it's either side debating each other. But I'm giving the forfeiting to the side that agrees with OPS, because I'm just like, I don't want to deal with that anymore. I don't think it's what the Lord wants me to do. I think it's
you don't think the Lord wants you to think for yourself?
I think that identity shows towards the self, and I wouldn't say that. I think there's parts of yourself you need to accept. You know, there are parts of yourself you need to accept in the sense of, like, you can't fully you're not going to be able to fully see yourself or your subconscious or your patterns. You're not going to be able to fully see, your shadow or your sin or the level of it. But God aims to illuminate the conscious to be able to recognize these things and to be able to accept them in the sense of giving them up to God and Him having to forgive you through Jesus Christ and His blood that He shed.
Well, if you assume God's omnipotent, if He wanted to make something happen, it will.
I don't care for your debates, man. I'm gonna be honest. It's fine.
I do. He adds
Harsh,
content.
no harsh intentions. Just saying, like we
You
can.
remind me
It's
of my
like
friend
that.
Pop
It's
Pop.
circular. It's gonna get circular, man. It will.
But,
Eventually,
okay,
it
circular.
all does.
I just
Like
look forward
Christianity.
to hearing your conclusions after you process it, and maybe it'd be nice to see you come back on and answer the question about that stuff we were talking about.
If you need anything, hit me up with a text or something. I can help kind of walk you through it. Dragon's Neck brought up some really good points of just like, of like, hey, why, you got to got to work yourself down to the root of the issue here. You really got to do like, you really got to put some of the work in,
You got to
Does it
do
work
some
for
more
you?
sleep. Yeah, you got to do sleep, is what
Yeah.
they're saying. You're doing the play with us, which is great. But go and do your sleep. Go and do that demon.
And that's the thing. Like that's another reason why I think Dave got my type wrong.
Yeah.
Like I'm constantly like sleep comes in like this. Like okay, whenever I'm in sleep, people are like, "What's wrong?" Like if somebody has to ask what's wrong to you in the midst of that, there's a clear defining difference to how they see you.
Yeah.
Right? Like typically I am the big extroverted guy that
Yeah, and you're leaning
wants
on how
to
they see
make
you, how
everybody
others
laugh.
see you,
Yeah. And then there's
not what you really are.
I mean like I don't think I can attach myself even to any of these labels because like everybody is I think I mean like you're not just your type, I think the mistake that easily is made to vulnerable people like me who don't fully understand the scope is that they don't know what they're getting into. They don't know why. They don't have a foundation or answer, nor do they know, and it leads to underlying issues like this. And when I see a flaw in a system, I see that there's sin and there's things that are just incomplete, and to attach my trust to that entirely or at all is so wrong. It's so.
I wanted to say hi to S Graves just before we keep going on. I don't know if we know you.
Yo.
And Binyamin, sin does me. Binyamin, I'm thankful for the conversation we had last time, like about sin and missing the mark. Like sin is missing the mark, and we all miss the mark in some sense, and we're all trying to get back to the mark. I agree with that. And the mark and the mark can be a vague term for many things. Many things aligning with a mark. Many marks even. But I don't know. But either way, thank y'all. But for just like being honest to me about like particularly like you're not freaking dogmatic about it.
Yeah, no, we're not dogmatic here.
Yeah,
there are some dogmatic people, but I think people generally try to stay away from the dogmatic ones. Like, there's something off about it.
There is something off. And everybody can sense it, and everyone around me did, and I know Nico did as well. And when you're on one extreme, there's going to be like the opposite side always having a negative reaction.
Yeah, so I hope all of your dogmatism is kept in check, buddy. We figure that out.
That's something that needs to be worked on in my sleep, man. As you say, or whatnot.
You gotta do some try and I keep saying try and do some active imagination to tackle that subconscious. You got to figure out the why.
Oh, and stop telling him to do his any.
You're gonna be lost.
You're missing NT. That's what he's saying.
Anyway,
I don't think that's right.
Anyway, I'll see y'all.
Bye. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, later, man. Later. You know, it's not such a rare type, the TISI sleep last play. There's a few other people in the community like that.
I think that's Adam Sandler.
The consume last one. No, Adam Sandler's NI.
If there's
Oh.
if there's like another if there's another guy with that ops type, it'd be cool to pair him up. And
No, there is.
just
There's what's his name? Andreas has his exact type.
didn't he look like isn't he like a ginger or something, or like really blonde hair?
Andreas, maybe. He's
I
been
don't
on
know.
here a couple times.
He's got like a guitar or something.
No.
No, wrong guy.
Yeah. And then yeah, you're bad at looking at the tribe. It's okay. There's what's that other guy? He got his wife type too. He's doing all the workouts.
Maybe I'm thinking of that other guy. I don't know.
No, he doesn't do guitar either. That's not. You're not.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Yeah.
the guitar is like completely. It's like a.
Yeah, I
it's
did an
like a
interview with him
made-up
too.
SI.
Yeah, there's a few different people of those types, and he's not like any of them at all.
Yeah, I definitely don't know. S. Graves is the person we were talking about earlier in the conversation about the red and blue idea. Do you want to talk about that and try explaining it to everyone?
Dude really believes he's Gojo out here.
Dang. Shut up.
Oh God. Okay. This is akin to public speaking, and I am super stressed. I am dying. I hate this.
That's why I drink some alcohol sometimes before getting on here.
You're welcome.
Oh no.
Please continue.
So, okay, where do I even start? We got on this idea. I've been on this observation that I've had about what I call red and blue, which is essentially like blue is true objectivity. It's something that can exist on its own, and it doesn't matter what you think or whatever you can, what I would classify or put under this category of red to change that. Like if the dinosaurs, they existed, that is blue. That is underneath that category. It exists. And it doesn't matter whether time changed or they're dead now, or if we rewind back far enough to where they never existed, which that's a whole other thing. It's like, oh God, I can't. This is so much easier to type.
You were saying like red was more to do with like emotions and like,
Red is to do more with emotions. It's more
reactive.
like it's reactive. It's like
And
if I took a picture at like a family event or something, and the connotation, like maybe the people in that picture at that time you took it, you liked, but now you fucking hate them. Like your perspective changes, but the picture itself didn't fucking change. The picture's just a picture.
Have you
And
read
this-
much
we're talking-
Jacques Lacan?
Have I read what?
Have you read much Jacques Lacan?
No.
Oh, okay.
Is the picture a metaphor to be clear to everyone?
Kind of. I mean, it's oh my God. Yes. It's like what we was talking about earlier, like how time is a concept. Yins were saying that it's not real, that it's just based on your perception, which is true, but
I'm not
I
saying
have
that
the-
time isn't real.
well, I view time as like it's a permanent snapshot of different instances that will always be no matter what you think of them.
Yeah, we need to slow down. Are you assuming the A theory of time and the B theory of time?
I think we're trying to take time out of it.
No, we need some definitions here. We can be in a loop.
You
I
want
need
to
know
talk
what the heck
about
he means by time.
the red being able to become blue, but blue not being able to become red?
No, not red, not the color. So I need to know about what he means by time. And let's go slow. How do you define time, Max Graves?
I don't. I think the time is we're getting, because with our debate earlier, we got lost in time, and that was like this whole. I would say that's just more of semantics of the whole thing.
I don't think we're lost. It was just an argument about you saying that the snapshot in time is permanent. I'm saying it's not permanent because it's related to time, and time changes, and it's no longer that time anymore.
Yeah, exactly. This loop.
Time is changed.
I need one you to. Yeah, thank you.
But he's saying that time doesn't apply to it, so it's not changed. It's the snapshot is permanent.
He's assuming.
It's like. So the analogy here
Anything
is
that's permanent is able to stay in time. Anything that's temporary disappears in time.
He's assuming slow down. It's basically like you sort of have this timeline of change, and then you segment it up into all of these like instantaneous snapshots that technically don't exist. He's doing a form of like calculus integration here, I believe. At least I could definitely model this with math if I like wasn't dyslexic.
Okay, get to the point.
Something up for you so we can get understand what we're talking about.
It's like the way we're looking at time is we're looking at it in two different ways. Dragon's Neck is looking at it as if like if
a constant change.
The way I'm understanding it is he's like taking a video and filming everything. The video is constantly changing. It's constantly moving. I'm looking at a flip book. I'm looking at each individual frame, and each of those individual frames are something that cannot be changed. They are permanent. There is this snapshot in the timeline that cannot be changed. It doesn't matter however you think of it, or if you think it was good, if it was bad, all that is irrelevant. Whatever your red is, it doesn't matter because that snapshot in and of itself exists.
And I'm saying because of the whole was-were dichotomy, it clearly changed.
Dude brought out the language tactic.
Yes, I do that because I don't like being stuck in definition loops for.
I freaking hate the definition of metaphysics. It feels like metaphysics is defined by being metaphysics.
Yes, it is. It's above physics, but it really isn't.
It's BS.
Metaphysics is physics. That's why I squared. Metaphysics is physics.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we have the A series and the B series of time, and I think this is just a definition issue. So A series in this first mode, events are ordered as fast, present, future, present, and past. Futurity and past allows for degrees, while present does not. When we speak of time in this way, we're speaking in terms of series of positions that run from the remote past through the recent past to the present, and from the present to the near future, or the remote future. The essential characteristic of this descriptive modality is that one must think of the series as temporal positions as being continual transformation in the sense that an event is first part of the future, then part of the present, and then part of the past. Moreover, the assertions made according to this modality correspond to a temporal perspective of the person who utters them. This is a series of temporal events.
So is this like represented what he's saying? A snapshot?
I think so.
Because it's confusing because it says continually transformation.
You can think of time as snapshots, but that's not what time is. Just because you could think of it like that doesn't mean that's what it is.
Yeah, it's not.
Yes, and that was my point.
Yeah, so
that's like getting in the semantics of. If I told you to think of...
It's not semantics. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's like people have different subjective views on things. Like when we was getting caught up in the word intention last night,
Yes.
And the definition just stated having an aim or plan. We put our own interpretation of how we thought about it, which is akin to if I said count to 5. How do you see the numbers in your head? Are they scrolling left to right? Are they rolling up like a credit screen? Like that's completely our own way of thinking. So when we were thinking time and intention, I see it as a snapshot. You were seeing it as a video. You're seeing
You were
it as
saying
one
intention
constant
was
line.
external. Do you
Yeah,
still agree with that? Intention is external?
I come from this I detach a lot. I don't have any attachment to the intention and whatnot.
Are you kind
And
of
I-
describing it as like an event? That it's like
It's
like
like
a
it's its own
happenstance?
event. It's like if I have an idea, I am not the idea. If I took a picture, I'm not the picture. The picture exists in and of itself. If I have an intention, the intention isn't me.
Yeah, let's
What do you
go
think
with
about that, Ben?
Let's go with the B series because that's how time actually works. But Benjamin keeps looking for what's looking for.
No, this is just, this is a video I'm working on. It's not ready yet, but it's relativity and the emergence of time. I don't think all of these philosophical ideas of time are correct.
Yeah, they're not. So
Yeah.
pretty much the B series is the correct one. Let me read this one real quick because we're gonna make this, we're gonna get out of this loop. So B series, from a second point of view, events can be ordered according to a different series of temporal positions by way of two-term relations that are asymmetric, irreflective, and transitive, form a strict partial order, earlier than or precedes, and later than or follows. An important difference between the two series is that while events continually change their position in the A series, the position in the B series does not. The event occur if an event ever is earlier than some events and later than the rest, it is always earlier than and later than those very events. Furthermore, while events acquire their A series determination through a relation to something outside of time, that B series determinations hold between the events that constitutes the B series. This is the B series, and the philosophy that says all truths about time can be reduced to B series statements is the B theory of time.
This is worded very annoyingly.
Yeah, I don't like it.
This sounds like red and blue to me.
Yeah, it is.
Just
That's
saying.
why exactly. It's just like red and blue, except other people thought of it in the terminology square, so we can look it up. It's exactly red and blue.
It still sounds like bullshit, though.
Well, that's what we think about all narratives. But yeah, so B series is just it's relativity, and A series is what is A series? It's just steady state kind of.
So we were even we were even breaking it down to like the part of like an intent being like a neuron firing in your brain, and even if like no action comes out of it, I'm saying like because there's no action and it's like not a real thing, there's like nothing to take a snapshot of, and he's saying that because that neuron fired at a specific point in time, that just means it was a real thing in time, but it doesn't have anything to do with time, and it's just real because it existed at one point and doesn't change because of that.
Okay,
So
yeah, I can understand that.
How do we separate time from it when like a core component of like permanence is time, I think.
I'm like, the way I see it is it's detached from everything, from reality, from time. It's this abstract metaphysical object, this firing. There's this, like, if we're looking at time in a real sense, there's also a time in an abstract sense, I guess. I don't know. My brain's weird. It's like
we're using physical examples such as dinosaurs, which doesn't align with that.
Yeah, but that's how else do you describe stuff without using some kind of analogy or metaphor?
You need dinosaurs in all of your analogies. You
Yeah,
can't-
exactly.
And some of my Chinese food.
My conclusion from the conversation is that you need to go back to the drawing board because this stuff obviously doesn't work, especially since it's not multiplicable.
Well, he's just using A series at a time, and you're using B series. It's that simple.
But I don't understand why A series at times said something about continuous, which is more from my perspective, and mine said following, which is more of a snapshot thing that he was saying.
No, Rick-off. Oh, please. No, Rick-off. He's using snapshot. It's called. Is he using? I didn't think about. Well, even though he used the term snapshot, he means like block universe. Everything that ever exists is it's just there in another dimension. So everything that existed, it's just stretched out over the fourth dimension. So it's there in a block.
I had to try to draw this thing out
It's
because I keep
another
trying. Huh?
another way I can explain it is it's also like how if you look at it in the fourth dimension, if you look at it in God, I'm just gonna go analogies. I'm just stacking analogies. It's
Go ahead.
like if we look at Earth and how it rotates around the sun, and if it rotates around in 1 year, is it in the same place in space? Is it in the same point? It's not.
No,
Because
it's
everything
not.
is moving. We will
Everything
never
is
be
relative,
in this-
anyways. It's always in the same place in space.
Well, no, because place is determined by the distance from one object to other objects. So
That's right. So it's always in the same place because it's the frame of reference. Everything else is moving around it.
yeah. But the point of view of the object, it's in the same place it's been in.
That's
But
right.
it's not near everything else.
Right. Related to the galaxy, it's in a different place.
Yeah.
Relative to, right.
Yeah.
Relative to the, yeah.
Okay, so continue with the galaxy analogy.
Well, I don't know. You made me. Listening to that makes me think that red is what relative is. It's putting your relativity on it. But no matter how you look at it or where you are, the Earth is the Earth. The Earth exists. It doesn't matter where or when or
Yeah,
what.
we got to a conclusion. The Earth exists, guys. We can go home.
Oh God.
But it was trying to say it exists. It exists despite of what we call it or how we perceive it or anything else.
That's what I define as blue. Is something that it just is. No matter what you think of it.
This reminds me of the thing
that
Chris
everything?
was going on about the table, a computer and a table, and how it's not actually a computer. It's like a bunch of other stuff making up
Right.
the computer and table.
Yeah, it's a bunch of symbols making up the complex thing. Yeah.
It's freaking
like
obnoxious.
a
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Nothing's the same. It's like, yeah, well, you just use the abstraction of the computer.
Yeah, because it's easier for me to think
Because
about.
all the
He was
A
saying
bunch
a
of
computer doesn't a computer or in the desk does not exist.
Yeah, if you look at the symbols, the computers on symbols, build them on a symbol. So yeah, if you go strict, computers don't exist because only a symbol exists. Computers is just a what is it called?
Let's
An
see,
arrangement of the
something-
symbols, which would be the atoms that compose computer.
So this seems
Yeah, you
similar
look
to
at it at a
that, but
clock in
in like
terms
the
of its
opposite direction.
Like a clock in terms of its gears. So, yeah, it's a bunch of gears, but all the gears work together and they produce.
And then the thing is, it's like, what are the gears? So it's a bunch of iron atoms.
Yeah,
like,
you
you know, it's like
turtles
you
all the
go
way
down, and then you start to see like, all of a sudden, everything used to
United
define something is just false.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
the
what.
point
that's
is, they're
why-
united in purpose. They synchronize together. They have a harmony. They're not. There's
So
no
I-
distance there.
That's why
I feel
we
like we're
try to
going
use
backwards from
context
that.
So we don't get confused. I like using context because it doesn't make sense if I want to run a Python program when you think about the atoms that make up the computer. So that's why just think of the block in a context. I'm worried about the symbols. I'm worried about what they need to worry about to get my job done. It makes things much easier for me.
Does it make sense that I feel like basically that is going like how what S Graves is doing with the red and blue thing is going backwards in that thought process of the table computer thing?
Yes, it is.
I don't know how to explain why that is the case. It's opposite direction and how that actually works, which I feel like it doesn't work, which is why I don't like this whole thing to begin with, I guess.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it doesn't work because there's really nothing to do with that. Do with it. Yeah.
It's like trying to put together a puzzle with bad pieces.
Yeah. How do you feel about that, S Graves?
I don't know. All I know is that this red and blue thing, all I know, it stemmed from my observation on human communication and how miscommunication can happen. If I have an intent, like what I was saying last night, if I said apple and you heard banana, what is the objective blue truth? Well, the intent was apple. Nothing you could say can change that. Even if I fucked up and said,
I can change that because
I would say the truth
just
is
a
the
feeling.
action.
Truth is just a feeling. There you go. Validated.
It's what comes out of the intent that's truth, not what the intent was, is what I say.
That's a different angle that you're talking about. It's okay. I see. I don't know why you brought time in and all of these colors and stuff like that. But you're talking about intent versus and miscommunication. So like someone obviously intended something. Their words came out different. There's a miscommunication. They received the message differently. And so
he's saying
there's
that
no
intent
error
is permanent.
code. Well, it's the same thing in computer communication. You want to communicate a picture to another device, but then it gets all jumbled up and you get snow. It's like, well, the intent was this picture, like the original data was this picture, but something went wrong in the communication process, so it became snow.
Yeah, either
both instances are technically true.
The same format, so couldn't read it properly.
But I don't see how permanence has anything to do with that.
Well, because the reason it's permanent is because if you're looking at it through the snapshots, that snapshot is permanent.
And then what I'm saying is because we say the intent was this, it's like past tense, meaning that the intent is no longer that, meaning that the intent isn't permanent, and that's what I've been arguing the whole time.
Well
it's just a disagreement of viewpoints. You're just saying you see it you like we looked at definition or the definition of intention. You see it this way. You view it as a video. I view it as this way. That's how we took it.
I don't think you're even talking about intention. I think you're talking about communication, like what the message is. Because there's no intention in the computer that's sending over a picture. It doesn't have an intention. It's communicating something.
I'm viewing intention as like it's the thought inside your head. I have the intent to write apple. The action is writing apple, and then you get it. You receive it.
So
they're two separate things.
So Dragon's Deck, I think as Grace is playing this, you have to look at from the eyes of God to get. If you do that, you'll lock down where he's coming from.
It's a what?
Yeah, you have to use the perspective, God's perspective, pretty much.
God's perspective.
Yeah, allegedly,
just like floating over you.
That just overrides the subjective perspectives. Then you kind of understand. That's how he's seeing it.
I kind of get that, but I don't agree that it's a reality that you can use this concept of red and blue with. It doesn't seem to work.
I wish you guys I wish I could articulate more what integration in calculus was. Because it seems like those snapshot things are are sort of what he's doing, with the whole function just being the timeline.
Yes,
but in reality, those snapshots don't actually exist. They're just an abstraction.
Yeah, we now just have real numbers. Well, I do. We got Binyamin do it for you. He could explain calculus.
I have a way better theory of time so I would throw all this bullshit in the trash.
Yeah, I agree. Throw this bullshit in the trash.
I agree
in terms of communication and miscommunication, I think there is utility there. And
I've written down because I'm probably just messing this up, so I can just read what I've written before on the communication part.
All right.
So I wrote this. It says, so I've been on this bent about how human communication follows this rule of principle that the intent of a message is an objective truth that cannot be changed or imprinted upon, because It is what it is. It stands alone, unmoved by other people's interpretations of it. It doesn't matter how something was communicated, if it was poorly said, or if it was taken the wrong way, and the receiver got the intention wrong. It doesn't change the actual intention. The actual intention stands as this amorphous concept that cannot be changed. It's like a undeniable entity that cannot be influenced and will stand the test of time. Blue is the core intention that cannot be changed or altered, regardless of communication errors or perceptual errors. Red is the errors. It's the reaction to blue that didn't get communicated correctly. If blue is dark matter, red is the reaction of objects being bent around it, reacting to its presence that's being
Oh my
that's
god! Yeah, take
noticed
the
by
physics
others.
stuff out of it, please.
But I mean, that's basically just red is the perception of error rather than the intent itself.
But
Yeah.
can you explain
Is it
why
error-
red can be blue but blue can't be red?
Because it comes back to the how you red is how you perceive something. If I perceive this picture or this object or the way this message was sent to me or whatever as bad or whatever, or created some kind of emotion, that doesn't change what the original sender was intending, because there was an error in communication. So like, if I said apple, you heard banana, and then you block me and run off, and you go off to your deathbed thinking it was banana, you're wrong, because and it doesn't matter about me being right. It's just that the core intention was apple, and that will never
I feel like
change.
this is just saying like I'm not being an a-hole because I don't intend to be. So because you're not understanding my intention, that means your perception of me is wrong.
Oh
See,
my god. Yeah, I remember that conversation.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
No, that's where it gets. Because that's.
Sorry.
Your ass got blocked for Alan. Jeez.
That's the problem
So
with every time I bring this up. That's what
Yeah.
everyone takes away from it, but that's not what I'm seeing.
So
I
like
know,
that's
that's
like
why-
a judgment,
An example
that's a
of
value
it.
judgment on the person and a feeling judgment. You're talking strictly about the communication, about the ST details.
And what if you aren't being, and you can't even be honest with yourself about what your intention is? Like you're not seeing it because you haven't.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I've said that before. The intention is this own concept that you've spawned. Whether you're conscious of it or unconscious of it doesn't matter. Like I've also flipped this into like if you're in an abusive relationship, the intent is to manipulate, saying that look at what I've done for you. The words, try to be nice, but the full intent is to be manipulative, so you stick with this person.
I wonder if this dude is like my type or something.
It's like if Nico said something about my wife and I say, keep my wife out of your gosh dang mouth, and I slap him. And then later, like that was my intent, was to slap him because he said something about my wife. But maybe later I think about like, maybe it's not because he said something about my wife, but because my relationship with her is so terrible. And like I add extra context to it. I say that's changing the intent based on new perspective, but he says it doesn't work because
I think the miscommunication here is the word intent, and no one's defining the word intent correctly. And
exactly.
Hank is right.
And I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Stop using intent. It's not right.
You're talking about the message and then the error afterwards, not the intent.
Yeah, because the way you're describing intent is just a verb. It's like almost a verb. It's just an action or a happenstance.
I don't know. I'm like, that's why I'm working through it. This didn't start with intent. I was just calling it blue, and then through last night's discussion.
Yeah, I get it.
Like
Yeah,
intent. But
It's still, this idea is still in the same.
But they're getting. See, I get what you're saying. They're getting stuck on the word intent.
Yes,
Yeah.
SI is not happy.
Yeah.
is not happy. So that's the thing. Even with that's the problem I have with communications. People get too caught up on the SI of what I'm trying to say, and I can't communicate properly what I'm saying.
Because they're using SI. Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
The SI is the message.
Well, yeah, I'm using NI, so I get it, but I still say we can constrain those terms a bit more so they're easier to communicate.
Yeah.
Right.
So your message doesn't get your intention doesn't get misinterpreted.
Ah, like it's just, oh god, I don't know. It's just weird.
It's a bit ironic that like you're trying to process this because it sounds like you're getting misinterpreted a lot.
I do. Oh god.
You're just trying to process, trying to formalize a system on what's misinterpretation and how do you stop getting it. Yeah.
And then just getting misinterpreted in the process of trying to
In the
explain it
process
is
of
just.
explaining it, yeah. Because you're using bullshit terms like red and blue. What the hell?
Red and blue just came from it could have been X or Y. Yeah, it's just I threw that on there.
Yeah,
I know, yeah.
Dude, watch too much Jujutsu Kaisen, bro.
It's just SE. I get it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
Could have used any blah blah words.
Yeah. But philosophers thought about this for centuries, so there's vocabulary available.
I mean, gosh, I forgot my thought process. I'm upset.
But like,
you guys want to see my training video? Someone recorded me when I was training.
Yes.
Nico already saw it.
Dude, it was pretty cool.
It's not that impressive, but it's still cool.
Look, I've never held a gun in my life.
Yeah. All right, so this guy over here is me. That guy there. So we switch spots. It's short.
You're a tall guy.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
6'3".
Hey, dude, what the hell? Are you gonna be the guys that like actually goes into Gaza?
I am in Gaza. I have gone in Gaza. I've been there for the last 6 months.
Oh, wait, so that 3 a.m. call, I thought you were like on the line of skirmish. Is the line of skirmish like in Gaza?
It's not. There's no line of skirmish in this war. That's not how the war works.
No, I'm not line of skirmish, but like you kind of like utilized an arbitrary line that like people were crossing and etc. And you guys were like, all right, that's what I mean. Was that in Gaza or were you still in like Israel proper?
Were you in Gaza helping to build the new Trump statues?
Yeah, we were building Trump Gaza.
Well, that was pretty cool. Thanks for showing that.
Yay.
You got some FE. Congrats.
I'm just processing how many times Nico has suddenly realized that you're tall and asked you how tall you are, and you've said 6'3", because I swear it's been at least 6 times.
Yeah.
Like, I think he would have memorized like you're 6'3". Like you said you were 6'3" one time, and I locked in. So
Right.
Nico,
Yeah.
if you ever need to know how tall he is, you can just ask me.
Yeah, write it down, Nico.
No, I'm specifically gonna ask Bid. I swear, I swear, these kinds of things make me think that I have like feminine censor, bro. Because like it's so bad. It's so bad.
I feel
You
you.
just have no awareness of other people. That's okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not even about other people at a certain like it is, but like that's not even the full story.
I feel like you get surprised every time Anna says she's Russian. You're like, what? You're Russian?
Dude, you just reminded me that she was Russian.
I think
I
I
know.
forgot that too.
But she's in New Mexico.
Well, I think this has been a great stream, and I think it is time for me to get ready for bed.
All right, dude. Good night.
Yeah, thanks for S Grades for coming on and having the
That's
conversation. That
fine.
was good.
That was a like no matter kind of like whether intent was messed up, I do think that conversation was pretty productive.
Really?
It's interesting. I mean, he's like, no.
Yeah, Ben, of course, might beg to differ, but
I
I
like
do
the
wish-
I think
conversation.
it's productive in
Just wanna know.
helping you formulate and formalize your theory a little more.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've also it started with communication, and it also has kind of transcended into thinking, feeling. It's fascinating to look at.
It's just like it kind of just reminds me of like just pure action and reaction.
Yeah. Red is just
It's
your
just like, here's
reaction to
this one.
something, but blue is just what it is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and the thing, and my thing is, it's like, well, what that is
Facts
is
don't care
what
about your
it is
feelings.
regular.
Exactly.
like,
Facts don't care about your
going,
feelings.
And I'm going like hella meta here and just saying like, we can't actually prove that there's an objective reality.
I would just say that the objective is just what is. Like, do trees exist? Yes. Done.
How
Even
do you know
that's
trees
so
exist?
simple.
But do
How
they
do you know
make a
trees
sound
exist?
in the forest when they fall and no one's around to hear it?
So
Yeah,
here's the
exactly.
problem. So here's the
There's
problem.
no such thing as objective.
Yeah.
Do they
how-
exist outside of your consciousness? No, there is no such thing.
Yeah. So here's the problem. The reason you know trees exist is because you use your senses to detect that trees existed. So just no getting out of that subjective.
Right.
I don't know. Like, I also say that, like, if we all died tomorrow and no one was around to see it, the trees are still there.
Well,
Yeah, but what are the trees there for?
How do you test
We
it?
don't know.
How can you verify it?
There doesn't have to be a reason. They're just
No,
there.
not the reason. What are they there related to?
Yeah.
What does there even mean?
Exactly. And how do you verify it? How can you
Does
prove
this-
that that's
Not verifying it. He's not. You like if the tree had no influence or interaction with the universe, it wouldn't exist, right? That's what existence is. It's the relationship with other particles. If it didn't interact with the universe, it wouldn't have existence.
Does this connect to like the idea of us just looking at something changes what it is?
No, that
No.
doesn't. No.
I'm removing consciousness from it. Like, we are consciously
I am
aware
too.
of what a tree is, but a bug isn't. A bug is just going to interact with it. A bird. Is
Yeah,
just
I'm not
gonna
using
live in it.
consciousness either. But it's like, okay, the tree is influencing the gravitational pull. So okay, yeah, we can say it exists. If it doesn't influence anything, if it's not connected to the ground, if it's like in this other dimension, then it doesn't exist.
Mhm.
So its existence is based on relativity.
So what if there was no life? There was just plant. I mean, there's plant life, and the Earth and planets and stars. They exist, but there's nothing around to interact with them or to perceive them. Do they
Doesn't
still
perception?
exist?
Yeah, perception doesn't matter. Does light bounce off of it? Then it exists.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it still exists whether we perceive it or not. Perception is what I would deem as red.
Right, but it only exists because light interacts with it and bounces off it. It only exists because there's a gravitational pull. It only exists because it has all of it's relatable to other forms of matter.
exactly.
It interacts with other matter.
It's funny because it seems like you like Ben, you and S Graves sort of have like this like more concrete, this exists outside of X type of relativity thing, whereas like Nick and I'm not sure if we like I'm not sure if we're like perceiving or imagining it in the same way of like there could be nuance or something like that. I don't know. I have a headache.
Yeah.
Nick,
I'll
you could
see.
probably elaborate it more, but I think that will just take us right into a thing and like you need to go to bed and stuff. So
Yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'll listen to the rest later.
Nick, we can like I'd like to talk about this with you at a certain point.
Me?
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Okay, I'm down with whatever. But I'll talk to you
Cool.
later.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
So Jack is gonna come back, I guess, or not? Is he done with OPS?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know. He needs to sort of really like kind of like get into the weeds of things because he's just had like a massive identity crisis like issue. Like it's kind of what this all is like revolving around here.
Okay.
Where like you could say it's like ego and shadow and like all these Jungian terms are just like at
No,
war with each
I
other.
just think Dave's wrong on this one. Like he's play. You just see him in public. He's play. He's not missing play.
Yes, I concur. Dave's probably wrong, except that he's using his special system, so he can't possibly be wrong. I'm just saying we should just store it away because it's useless to us.
What I was noticing is like when people are so enthusiastically rejecting something like that, then they're still taking it really, really seriously. You know,
Yeah.
where I hear things about OPS that I don't agree with, and I'm just like, I take what I need and let go of the rest.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I get like
But for like
he's so attached to
decider,
it that he doesn't even realize. He doesn't
for a
even
decider
realize.
though, it's like it's identity is serious. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of what he's doing. Like he's just attaching so much of his ego to it.
Yeah, that's what I got.
I feel really bad for him because he's like just it's tearing him apart. He just kind of really needs to like, just kind of work with himself, and stuff. And it doesn't help because I don't think he mentioned, but like his fiance just like doesn't see it at all. Like she doesn't like see ops. She doesn't believe ops and stuff. And like
Yeah.
it's sort of tearing them apart in that way too. I'm not going to get into much of the details because I think that's for him to explain whenever he decides to. I just want to fill in a bit more context of like, hey yo, here's kind of what's like. Here's a bit of the understanding of what's happening here. Yeah. I hope he's able to like get through it and stuff, and because honestly, all of it does just boil down onto him. There's just a certain point where that just happens. That just has to be acknowledged.
Yeah, I don't think you should
his
pressure him
red-
to accept that type. I don't think you should pressure him to accept that type at all as his identity.
I'm not pressuring him to accept anything. I'm just saying, like, hey, you're.
But yeah, definitely you should start questioning some of his worldviews. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're going through a lot. You sort of need to like figure it out.
So is this like the consume last update rush? Oh no, I gotta update everything. Is that how you can interpret it?
I mean, yeah, sure, I guess. I mean,
I guess that's why maybe Dave got him as consume last because it doesn't seem like he's updating his worldview. It seems like he's on the same worldview since like he was 6.
yeah, it really does.
That's brutal.
It is very brutal. But honestly, I see that. I do see that shit. Oh my gosh. It's like I think he's just so blind. He's so blind to it. Like his conscious and unconscious are at war. You could like in Gravesian terms, you could say that his red and blue are just completely.
Please stop saying red and blue. No more colors on my channel. That's it. It's over. Only Hank's hat.
Visual last identified.
And before Dave Powers uses that.
And then everybody's just gonna take that into anecdote land and like destroy it.
Mm-hmm. Phew.
shoot.
So what is this, Hank? This community thing, cruise
I'll
community.
go ahead and bring it up. I have it. I'm looking at it. I'm gonna start here because I'm not quite sure this is the one Venus wants to show me, but this is the one I want to show you. So we'll go with that since I'm running the show today along with you, Binyamin. And if Venus wants to tell me it's wrong, she knows where the link is. It's pinned to the top. She can make sure I show the right thing. So this is our friend Officer Snaps, and he's in surgery on our tax stalls again.
This is the guy who was on our show here. He's in surgery.
Yep, he has a. Yeah, probably from the explosion. He's got to get his stuff repaired still.
What explosion?
His hash. I think it's still
had some surgery with an SUM and other optics, but back. What other optics? But back to getting stronger by not out of words. Always stand for what's right and never forget God. Real whistleblowers, real journalists, real fishers of men.
Bruh. What is this
Hashtag
Crucio.
Zebra, zebra, prayer, zebra, 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 prayer, prayer, prayer.
Dude, that sounds like a CIA kill
Tell me
word.
more about the explosion. What happened?
Oh yeah, so I think like 8 years ago or so, he was making hash in a hotel room. And
Right, he told us about that.
Formula, and he blew himself up. And
What the hell is hash?
In the hotel room afterwards. He told us on this show.
I don't think he was making hash. He was making something else.
Well, he probably was.
What is hash?
Yeah, I don't think hash explodes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually not that difficult to make.
I don't even know what hash is.
Hash is just a weed in some kind of wax form.
Okay, it is. Yeah, no, dude was probably making meth because meth is
probably meth. Yeah.
Obviously, because he sounds like he's on it most of the time anyway. So.
Is this what person is this? Like I'm also stuck on that. Like who even is this guy?
He came on the show. I think it was like
a couple times he came on.
Yeah, he talked to you even.
I'm gonna need more. My memory is dog shit, dude.
I guess I had to find.
I agree. Your memory is dog shit.
I had to find a clip of you talking to him.
It's like it's got to be like visual.
Yeah, I gotcha. I have the clip. I have it timestamped in another video.
You came on and you told your FBI story to him. You actually.
That guy.
Yes.
Oh, that crazy ass dude.
Yeah, that crazy ass dude.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, that makes sense. He's like making meth and stuff. But yeah, I didn't really get the best vibe.
This is from a day ago. So what is this? And what does it mean? Other optics.
Like truth versus optics.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Damn, that small cat's kicking the other cat's ass. What the fuck?
Yeah, I have. Where's it? Where was it? This one? Yeah.
Brandon left because he wasn't able to promote Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
he wasn't here to promote Looney Tunes. He was to promote his Looney Tunes piracy, which I support. I support
his channel.
The privateers.
Dude kept doing it at the most inopportune times, and it was like really starting to annoy me. Like he was just disrespecting. He was just like disrespecting it, like at all, like completely.
You know what's funny? That shrinks would give me and him the same classification. It makes no sense because they don't pay any attention. That's what's funny.
What kind of classification are you referring to?
Autism. I mean, our
Autism?
personalities are very divergent, but they can't tell the difference. It's silly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like autism's a spectrum, and like something. That one old guy says like you can't piss or use the restroom if you have autism or something like that. I don't fucking know.
What
Yeah.
the heck?
And I
It's
looked
like,
into my.
what was his name? Like RFK. Yeah, RFK Jr. Yeah. Him.
Oh my, that's hilarious. And he's gonna make a registry. That's not gonna
Yeah, that
be good.
moron.
Yeah, no, that dude's like a fucking he's actually retarded. I'm like, there are like some stupid people around, but like holy shit, that dude's like brain dead. And then it turns out he has worms in his brain, and I'm like, oh yeah, go fucking figure.
That explains it.
This dude needs to be like this, like if he didn't have worms in his brain, I'd have to say that like his bloodline would need to be erased from the genetic pool.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Do people actually get worms in their brains?
Yes, but usually during third world countries.
Well, I mean, he's not wrong about the health crisis. Then I guess he's got a health crisis.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was thinking.
It's a first-hand experience.
So let's rewind. Let's do a rewind because Nico forgot where he was. It was Benjamin Tsardik's Thursday Hangout number 43 from January. So
No, you don't need to prove it. I remember who this guy is. You don't need to prove it. No.
He's an ST. He needs to prove it. He's an ST.
Hey, stop.
He's an ST. He needs to prove it.
I don't need this. I already know.
Oh, well, you were there. You see yourself there in the picture?
Oh my god, yeah, I do. I see myself. I'm there. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's
You
almost.
probably asked me my height on
I
that.
just
episode.
needed like something to jog my memory, Oh my gosh, like all you had to do was mention like the whole place, and then I remembered it. And, like you didn't actually need to show me the thing.
You probably forgot that Anna was from Russia on that stream too.
Oh my god. Yeah. Guys,
So, yeah, you were there.
my memory is great, I swear.
All right, I guess I'll stop sharing it.
So, are you applying for school again then next year, Nico?
Yeah. I'm gonna try and like get into math and like see how my dyslexia does.
Math?
Yeah, math and
What
chemistry.
about chemistry?
I just try and dabble a little in mathematics. Just kind of see what's up there. See if like I'm actually competent in it. Because like the thing was, I was able to like relate what Graves was saying to like the integral and shit. And it's like I know that mathematically works. It's just like I really don't want to write. I really don't want to write the proof.
That's too bad. That's the point.
Yeah, I know it. I it's just like I just intuitively know it works, and we're done. That's it. I'm good. Can we move on now?
But the problem is, how do I know it works? If you don't have the proof, how do I know it works?
Cope. I guess you're an idiot.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's how my mind works.
I'm gonna guess that you're not gonna do well or like math. I'm just gonna guess.
Yeah, I'm like what do you might call it? I'm like gosh, I think I'd do better in like the geometry aspect.
I know what you will like. Video game. You don't even need school for that.
Yay.
Geometry. Yeah, I don't know how much of university math is geometry.
Yeah,
Just
that's
saying.
the problem.
That's the physics.
Like the thing is like I can sort of like explain it, but like a lot of my understanding is just like visual as all hell. Or just like I just know. And then math
So
is
you're
just
gonna,
like
yeah.
See,
You're
you're
gonna-
video games.
L, you suck. Yeah, you need to prove it, bozo.
I wonder if you'll be able to make it through like calculus with the differential equations and second order, third order.
Oh no, I did that. Those relatively.
The third order differential equations?
Yeah, I think so. I remember.
I don't
doing
think you did that.
got
I
it.
don't think you did that.
I think I did.
The streamer
I got up to like calculus 3.
Okay.
I think that like my main gripe with math is that I hate writing shit down. Like I just won't. I just refuse.
Then type
And
it
it's
out
like-
Sage Math and print it.
I also hate typing.
Oh, come on, man. You have to write
Yeah, it's something I really need to like get over with. Because I can like social 4 whine and bitch about it all the fucking time, but the problem won't actually get fixed. So like I need to go and like okay, I need to like actually work on that.
I have an idea. Do you like talking? Because if so, we can configure a couple pieces of software together that were speech to text, then it's recorded. I know there's a bunch of famous people that do that. Are you okay with talking?
Just do what like Jordan Peterson does, where he gets like his words from God and like intuition.
Yeah, then you speak them
And then he
out
just
to a program that writes it down for you. That you get
He just
around
does-
having to type or write it down.
They actually did that in like school, because I had like a disorder of written expression, or like a disorder of expression in general. I was diagnosed with that, so like they tried to do like text to speech, write to speech, and stuff for me.
Yeah. So you already had the equipment. Just
I was
send it
back in like elementary school.
Well, call
Because I'd like 80 times rather visualize me doing a Kamehameha than like me actually writing it down.
Okay.
So is this the kind of thing you solved in math?
Huh?
Have you solved this before in math?
Yeah, my
Like the second order one is easy. Can you solve the second order one?
I think so if I really sat down with it.
You recognize it?
I do to some extent. That's like,
So
yeah.
what's the term in front of the y double prime? What is that?
In front of the y double prime.
Yeah, what does that mean?
That's what you might call it. That's a second order derivative of y, I believe.
Yeah, so what's y? What's the solution? What is y in this case?
What is y in this case? I can't like figure this. I can't like.
Yeah.
I need to like. I need to write it down, which sucks because like my working memory is kind of ass.
I just don't think you would have done this with in what you were taking in chemistry.
Oh no! I had to go through like calculus 1 through 3. Like the thing is like with how U.S. like fucking schooling works, it's like you have to go through like a fuck ton of Common Core, and you have to take the math that like every other math, like every other major takes. So you have to go through like the hurdles of like calculus 1 through 3. You need to learn that second order differentiation. You need to learn like triple integrals and all of that stuff.
Triple integrals is different. Yeah, triple integrals is different.
No, it is different. It is like essentially different, but it's just that it's like at a similar level of like it's I think that's like at a similar level of like triple integrals in that regard.
No.
No, it's in like expertise and like knowledge and etc.
Okay.
Like I'd probably learn something like that around the same time.
I don't think you did. Yeah.
Well,
Just
you know,
talking about it. I don't think you did.
Maybe I got I got like through calc 1 and 2, but then I got like, and then like halfway through 3, I got like super depressed and like dropped everything.
Okay.
So like that probably like I probably might have like touched it because like I do know what the double prime is. Like I remember doing something that involves like double and like second order derivatives and stuff. I do remember that.
Yeah, second order derivatives is different. It's very different than differential equations. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking that I don't think that's would be the kind of thing you want to do. That's all.
Yeah, I know I don't know what that is. I had to look that up because if I did need it, I would only use it like half a time a year because I just move stuff around for a living.
It's I don't know like what I have in that regard where I understand kind of what the math is in that regard, or like I have like a degree of like, hey, yeah, I can relate this to like a mathematical function, or like visualize a graph or something. But then like you actually expect me to do like because like you expect me to do the arithmetic because like that's what a lot of that is. It's like I can't do that.
Yeah.
And like so much of math is arithmetic. I just
Yeah.
can't.
I wouldn't apply for math.
Yeah, skip that. Do computer programming.
No,
The
I can't
computer
do
will do the arithmetic for
programming
you.
either. I'm not good at that. It's a lot of arithmetic as
Everyone
well.
sucks at that, but the thing is, it's a lot easier than doing the math. And it's like the stuff you want to mess with anyways. Or you can draw. That's drawing's fun.
I'm also pretty bad at drawing. Basically, I'm very shitty at expressing my ideas in reality, dude. That's kind of
That's kind of like train.
It's because you're in too much red.
Call back.
Dude broke his own rules. That's crazy.
Yeah. What's up, a car? How's a car doing?
Vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom.
I know that guy.
What are you saying?
What, your memory? What?
Oh my god.
I'm bad with names. Was his last name Smith?
Are you a black
I'll just pull up an old video.
Driving a green car?
Yeah.
Yeah. You missed the fun philosophical debate about relativity and like color systems and all that.
And T.
Thank you, Ben.
But don't you like hate it when in communication it's like there's been so many times where like I'm like, this is the point, this is what we're talking about, and so there's so many semantics or so many things that it just the conversation gets drug on to something else, and you're like, how did we get here? This is the point. Stay in this lane. Oh my god, I hate that so much.
You should stop talking to any people.
Yeah, you really should like not talk to me.
Like I have a friend. I believe he is an ISTP. He'll go off about people anytime. If I'll be talking about something like this, he'll start going off on like Trump or politics or something, and it's just like, please stop. That's not the point. Stop it.
We're just talking about things here.
We're talking about this point right here, and he's like, well, that's like this and people, and then he goes off on like, oh, did you hear that Trump's doing this? It's like, stop it.
Trump did that thing. Orange man bad.
Orange man bad. It's like, please stop.
I think there's a term that says like a rent free.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh. Hey Ben, I do have like a genuine question.
Go for it.
What do you like? What do you see me being like good at, dude? I don't
see you being good at.
I don't fucking know. I'm at a very lost point in my life.
Yeah, I can get that. I mean, I like you have the passion for chemistry and you like chemistry. I just think it's a shame that you wouldn't go into it.
I do plan on it. I still do.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck! I swallowed a gnat.
But your name was Billy Smith, right?
Don't get worms in your brain.
Don't plan on it.
The NTP autism.
I really do. I really do have that fucking.
Yeah.
It's like I have all the ideas. I can like see them. I can like visualize them. I can't write them down for like
visual.
Was time for a training arc. Yeah, train yourself out to be able to write them down.
Yeah, I need to work
Yeah.
on getting the motivation for that.
Nope, you just had to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Do the motivation. We don't have time for that. We just had to start doing it. I'll meet later. Get your pen out.
Oh God. Oh God.
You know what you would be good at? You'd be good as a crocodile tamer.
Me?
Yeah, a crocodile catcher. Or
Dude,
or
that'd be so
scraping.
fun.
Yeah, or scraping roadkill off the road. I don't know which one. One of the two.
What?
Or
No.
you could do a filibuster, a
Oh my
professional
God.
filibuster.
There you go. Yes.
Is it just because I ramble? Like,
Yeah, college professor. Yes, but then
Or you could be a blimp driver. I think a blimp driver is up your alley.
a blimp drive. What are all these random SEs, bro?
Well, you have your driver's license.
does
So.
this?
And he drives me crazy.
It's
I
like
guess-
I'm
I think
sitting
you
here
just
like,
need a
how did
type
you
B.
know this?
Class B, right? Is that how it works? No, I was thinking a bus. Never mind.
I don't know, bro. I also heard like pharmacology and stuff. I was interested in astronomy. I
Yeah,
don't
you
even
should
know
deal
anymore,
drugs.
dude. I'm fucking lost.
Yeah, you should deal drugs. Pharmacology.
You know when the time to like figure out what you want to do with your life is? When you're on edibles on a podcast.
Yep. Well, I'm not on edibles anymore. I took my last. I think I took it at like an 11. Like this is what 14 hours ago.
No.
Yeah. I've got like that high hangover. Sucks. I ended up taking a psychedelic that gave me like a pretty shitty experience yesterday.
Yeah,
And, like,
filibuster.
it broke me. Yeah. It gave me a filibuster, which which is kind of sucky. Something along the lines of the fractals are uncaring.
It's because they're too red.
God was not here. Something like that. It was funny. I guess I can go in a bit on that. I wanted to like get to see God and like know Christ and stuff through that. And like I had the intuition of like follow these steps and like, hey, sort of like it's like a separate voice kind of telling me that of just like, hey, absolve everything of yourself. And like I did, and I went into it. And the thing was, it's like like I knew like days earlier I had like a premonition that I was gonna have like a really bad time the second I did this. But like I was under the implication that it was necessary. Um and then like after the horrible experience, like it knocked me down several pegs of consciousness. And I'm like, I don't even know where I am. I don't know what I am. Like I don't fucking know anymore. And then like I know I'm like gonna take that shit again, and I'm like, haha, I'm back. But right now I'm just like lost in the fucking abyss of just like, you know, was Christ there? Was Christ even real? Was God even real? Like yada yada yada. Just fucking drifting. And so I took like an edible to cope. I'm like the edible, yeah, it's just sort of like a. It was just sort of like you're in a rump. You'll get over it. You'll get back to it. You'll go up in time. But like now you're kind of fucked.
Yeah. Okay. There's nothing to answer to that, really.
Nope.
Yeah. But do math.
Yeah, do math, do Amazon. I hope you have a what do you might call it? I hope you have a horrible 2025, so that you can like really want to go back to school.
Oh, is that what I said? Yeah.
Yeah, you did. That was like whenever you were like in Gaza and like shooting people or something.
No,
The usual.
yeah, thank you.
you forgot I was in Gaza. How do you remember now?
My memories are an enigma. Let me tell you.
My memories come and go.
They really do.
That's awful. I don't understand that.
Yeah, we're probably like pretty different, or like I
You're
don't
probably
actually.
feminine sensory. I don't understand much of the feminine masculine stuff. I've been mostly just dealing with everything else.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't make any
don't
sense at
know
all.
either. Huh?
Yeah, feminine masculine stuff doesn't make any sense at all.
I mean, like, I might want to go back to Dave and like be like, hey, am I like actually a visual type? I swear it's not just because I want to be unique.
Dave
But I
doesn't
am
care.
unique.
But I am hint hint wink wink. Davey, Davey, please.
Is he unique in the blue or in the red?
Oh, it's red. It's red shifted.
Oh,
Come
so
on,
you're only unique in the red. You're not actually unique. Not in the
Yeah.
blue.
No, blue is unique.
it's
You're
my
not cool like
subjective
us.
my subjective like POV is just like wonky. It's like I know that. I'm trying to work on that.
Whew.
Because like all of it's like super ego based. Like it's like yeah, this sort of delusion of like grandiosity or inferiority. It's like this like massive sort of internal battle. It's like and then like the psychedelic just like tore me apart and like made me scream and like puke and shit. And that was pretty cool, I guess.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. The fractals that mock.
Should throw away the superiority complex. Just but double down on the inferiority. That'll work out great.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I don't fucking know anymore, dude.
So what's your story, Graves? Where are you from?
Yeah. Change the people, please. Thank you.
Not people. I'm from planet Earth, I think. Questionable.
I'd say you're from Venus.
I was going for Uranus.
Oh no, you're
Nobody goes for Uranus.
It's called
you're
Uranus.
either like a Venusian or a Jovian. I can't see a Uranian. Can you? Sorry.
Oh.
You're a bit too red shifted. You're not blue enough.
So where are you from? Other than planet Earth?
Planet Earth. America.
America.
Yeah, I could kind of tell by that accent of yours. Are you a bit like more southern than me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Texas?
No, not that far.
Oh. Arkansas?
No.
Oh, okay.
I like how I could just tell you, but it's more fun to make you guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, guessing's pretty fun. Let's
It
see.
is.
Let's see. No, not Arkansas.
No, I think I
Kentucky?
hear more. I think I hear more southeast.
Yeah, there's Kentucky, Carolinas.
You're close.
Virginia.
I was thinking like Georgia or Carolina, something like that. Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah. North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Closer, I'd say further away from the beach. More
Yeah.
inland.
Yeah, but your accent's very subtle. It's not
Yeah.
not
What
hitting me
accent?
over the head.
I can't
No,
see it.
you have like I can see it come out sometimes. Like, are you closer towards like Appalachia or the beach?
Appalachia.
Yeah. Okay.
I've listened to recordings of myself when I was little. It's awful. Like the Texas accent. It's really bad.
Oh no.
And my mom, whenever she travels to Texas, she calls me from the airport to say she made it and she's okay, and her accent is instantly back as soon as she lands.
So we're okay. So like what kind of like brought you here? Like I know you were like kind of sitting around and like lurking in the chats for a good minute before you actually decide to talk.
Okay, so you want the full sensory timeline? Because I can give it to you.
Oh brother.
I know everything.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'm gonna listen to like, you know, like 1/4 of it and then
And then you
just
tune
guess
out?
on the rest and be right. So
Yeah. So it'll just be a consume story.
yeah, go for it. Go for it, dude. I'll try my best to listen to all of that sensory.
Okay, so I don't even know how I first got into MBTI in and of itself. Probably about like spring 2021. I don't remember how. I found these stupid, infamous,
Probably like this
terrible.
exact date, and this.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
good
remember
with
the
dates.
exact date, but the season was spring in 2021.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
You sort of punish yourself mentally for not remembering the exact date.
I gotta remember. I remember just random things. It's like what happened. So
Go with that analogy again.
back in 2021, 16 personalities. I got INTP. Went, makes sense. Then, it doesn't make sense. Switched to INFP. It's just sat on that. I didn't even bother looking into this stuff for like 6 months until like I joined some MBTI community Discord, and then people started talking like, "Oh, mistypings, this and that. This test, this is unreliable. You should go to this one." So then I went down that rabbit hole, and then I flipped back and forth between an INTP, INFP for years, and I've dug through ops.
For
I've dug
years
through
since 2018 or 2019.
Yeah, it's years.
That's years. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
6 years.
Well, you're old. That's probably not
20.
years.
When did I say 2018? I don't remember.
2021, you said, yeah, or something.
Oh,
Yeah, 2021.
4.
Yeah, so for years, it's like 4 years. There you go.
Was it 21 or was it 22?
Let's
It might
just
have actually been
say 4 for
22.
now. Continue.
Either way, I've been going back and forth with this hell, and I've looked at CS Joseph, I've looked at Ops, I've looked at whatever, and I don't really care for a bunch. The only one I've actually liked or could stick with was Objective Personality.
Visual.
And so it wasn't until like I watched the things versus people thing, and I immediately was like, "Oh yeah, I'm people."
Visual.
Until like 6 months later, I watched the same video again, and I was
Visual.
like, "It's the other way." So then I switched and to actual being things, and then I went from being stuck between INFP and INTP to INFJ, INTJ, ISFP, ISTJ, ISFJ, back to INFP and INTP, then ENFP, and then ENTP, and that's kind of where I'm at today. All of those were just within the last year.
Yeah, that's because the system's not consistent. So of course you're gonna be jumping around. But that's
You're also,
the miracle of it,
you are
because
also
if
not
not
consistent.
I'm stuck in
from
anecdote
what
land.
MBTI says, then they're making the bank.
No, the
They're making
system is
because
also
they're disagreeing
you
with
can
some
argue.
of the survey.
You can argue whether the system's consistent or not. What I can kind of see is that there is a massive inconsistency in how you perceive yourself.
Yeah. Like I'm stuck in anecdote land. That's why I keep switching with everything. Because I'm like, I can see this, I can see this, I can see this. And I contemplate a type for like a few days, and I'm like, I'm going through my head of like, that adds up, that doesn't, why doesn't that? And then I dig into that, and then I switch again.
Comparative logic. Thinking.
Yeah, which is why
I do
the
see
survey
thinking
and
over
be done
feeling
with
from you.
You can argue with the survey.
I think you're an observer to some degree.
Yeah, that's why they just did a survey.
Guess what?
CRG didn't like that.
I see your mom.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
amazing. But
how've you, Tar? How have you been?
Do what?
The Tar. Tar guy, cat guy.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Billy.
Billy, yeah.
What?
How
What?
have you been? You haven't been like around as much.
Yeah.
He has.
Slowly,
What?
like,
I haven't.
are you like slowly sort of drifting away from like typology and stuff? Or
Nah,
you
just
got
the
other
internet.
hobbies?
Nah, just people, I guess.
Oh, understandable.
Yeah, people suck.
Your mom sucks.
Yes, she does. She blows too.
I knew you would say something like that.
But I don't know. Like this MBTI ops thing is like a what's that Greek thing? The dude who pushes the boulder up the stairs
Sisyphus.
eternally. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
ops is my rock essentially. I can't. I constantly dabble with this. It's like an obsession from time to time. I'll like if I have nothing else to do, will be on my mind 24/7 until something else comes along, and then I'll switch.
Are you gonna be another Jack and another me? Where you just get like obsessed?
I just get obsessed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
I was obsessed with it too. I thought it was like an NI.
You've said this. You said this before, I think. Are you like save your sleep?
Probably that's what the math is telling me. But then when I joined this this Discord where Nick and them are from and whatnot, it was I was told your sleep last. You're just running around with play.
Don't listen to people. They're idiots.
So I'm like,
pretty dumb.
but the sleep last thing did make sense. So I was like, But
Yeah, did it make sense, or are you just saying that?
it did make sense. It did. It was like, oh, okay, demon planning. I can get that. But then the other things I've looked at, did you see those videos I sent? That autistic guy who's talking about like coasting through life, having no goals, no nothing, just kind of just vibing.
Don't call me out.
Send it again. Send it here. We'll take a look quick.
Oh god. Well,
Sure, that's not me.
Where is it?
Put it in the private chat in the back.
Okay, where is it at?
I don't know.
Copy. There it is. I sent like 3 of these. This is the one where he's just talking about like coasting through life and stuff.
Yeah, Benjamin, you get this one because I'm working on a community post based on what Venus told me to look up. So
Sure. Okay. So this is what he sent. It's a video game thing.
Yeah, he's just talking over it.
Okay.
The idea of going somewhere every day, following orders, just to earn money, it never appealed to me. And because of that, I spent most of my life coasting. No goals, no plans, just assuming life would somehow figure itself out for me. But life didn't just figure itself out. And by the time that I realized that, I was about to turn 30. So in this video, I will share the decisions I've made, what I have learned as a consequence of my actions, and why I wish I figured this out sooner. Growing up, people would often ask me, what do you want to do when you're older? And I never had a clear answer. I just couldn't understand making plans for the future because I could only just get my head around what I wanted to do in the next 5 minutes. All I wanted to do was see my friends and play video games. I didn't want to do anything. My dad used to say to me that I was coasting through school, that I never really applied myself. And although I was thinking about this at the time, he was right.
I can't listen to this. I can't.
At some point I would just know that I was coasting.
I can't. I gotta go. I can't.
Why? Why?
I can't take it.
Why?
This is too personal. I can't. I can't.
Oh no.
That hit my sleep. I gotta go. Bye. Love you guys.
It worked. Whatever
Work.
it works. Yeah.
So this kind of describes me too. So it's not a big deal. I mean, I had dreams, but I got, you know what ruined them? People. So I'm just gonna play my video games like that guy.
Martin
Like,
Luther
that's-
King said the same thing, and he's black. So it's I have a dream related to black people.
Exactly. You get it.
Yeah, but I also relate to this video because I've never figured out anything what I wanted to do and whatnot. And this whole this MBTI thing, when you were talking to what's his face earlier about like what was your goal? What was your whole journey of why you wanted to learn MBTI and ops? And mine is that I was hoping it would give me some kind of inclination of like some kind of reassurance that I'd be choosing some kind of right path or career or something. Even as stupid as that sounds, that's where that started from 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, it makes sense because the school system failed us because all they want to do was give us retreads about stuff that's irrelevant to make the bureaucrats feel comfortable. And now that people trying to debate whether we should try to compete with chatbots or not, and I think probably a waste of our time. We should do something that they can't do that's productive, which is a lot of things. Like to actually check our sources. That's something we could do that chatbots can't do.
Yeah.
Who is Baron Wickery?
Oh, hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, is my mic okay?
Yeah, I think I saw him before on Raging Tomato.
I've been around, so I'm just like a wanderer. No, I saw the stream and in a hashtag open panel. I figured, is it okay for me to join?
Yeah.
No, not okay.
Oh, okay, I'll leave.
No.
Get out. But we're both co-hosts, so he joined from my side, so it's fine.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, you do have a Disney character on your thing. So.
Yeah, I do, but that's just a bit like an old meme thing.
Right.
Copyright.
Do we need to change it? Is it like?
I don't care.
It's only boring shit because you're not here, man. If you want it to not be boring, you got to join.
Yeah, get up here.
Unless you're too chicken.
Yeah, are you chicken?
No, I just don't do camera.
Yeah. No, we're talking to someone else.
I'm sorry.
What's your story? Are you also from North Carolina?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm from the UK.
Yeah, I can hear. What do you do over there?
Suffer.
It's called supper, doing things over there?
Oh no, just day-to-day life. We just suffer, you know.
Oh, you suffer. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Because
Sadly,
of the
not in the
overcast?
land of the free, so.
You suffer because of the overcast?
That and a lot of other things.
What's your current suffering?
A lot of government oversight and, well, probably just a cultural shift of things. Yeah, sorry if I'm being dead here. Just throw everything at me.
Yeah, no. Okay, so what government oversight is bothering you the most?
Well, for me, it's the fact that we don't have a constitution like America, and B, the government really pushing down extreme laws just for a minute thing.
But you have a king, though.
We do, but the king's got no power. He's just symbolic.
Well, I can smile and wave at you while you get crammed by the government.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. That's it. That's all the suffering? That doesn't sound so bad.
Maybe ask the king to bring lube.
Yeah, true. He probably wouldn't either.
Well, he probably goes to those Diddy parties, so he probably has some lube.
Yeah, Prince Andrew definitely went to some Diddy parties, so you know it's not a complete close correlation, you know. But yeah, I mean, there is. Well, I know it's my opinion, but I would say there is a lot of fracturing against the government when it comes to the UK in terms of what they do and who they are.
So what other oversight is there?
Well, there's also the fact that they're stepping into a lot of like people's privacy.
Isn't
and
there
not
like a
just like
thing with like Twitter and arresting people for posting certain things or talking about whatever?
Oh
Isn't
yeah,
that Germany?
we've arrested people for posting on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
We've also got like stuff where crime. So a crime comes down to the person's perception, not an actual thing that happened.
Oh, crimes are red.
What the? That makes no sense. What? That's
They
terrible.
don't charge you on the blue. They charge you on the red.
That's not how that should work. That's awful.
Well, it's a bit like if you called me gay, and I said, "Oh, that's offensive," I can get the police to arrest you, even though I'm not gay.
I have a question. What if I
Yeah,
called
that's
you
dumb.
happy and you got offended? Would the police arrest me still?
For saying which? Sorry.
Saying you were happy?
There was a woman who was arrested for saying that. She said, have a gay day, and she got arrested.
Damn.
Yeah, that's stupid. Red is
Yeah,
bad.
and it's also overzealous taxation as well. I know in America, taxation is a big factor as well. But
Yeah,
when
you
it
know
comes,
what they say, better dead than red.
well,
Exactly.
definitely, yes.
It's all coming together.
Right. How much would you say a pack of cigarettes costs in the United States?
$10
For the cheapest
That's all the
ones.
taxes.
For us, the cheapest is £15 sterling.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Is
my.
it really $10 now?
Well, not everywhere. In Pennsylvania, it's probably about 10. In West Virginia, it's probably only 6.
Yeah, I think it used to be 3.
Yeah, it used to be 3, and it used to be 1. It used to be 25 cents. I'm not.
Yeah, I know it depends on the state.
Oh well.
But yeah, the great thing about America, because I've had like a few streams with Americans, I always say, you know, the Constitution is a godsend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it
Yes,
should
it
be
is.
cherished.
But no, it's a founding father sense. We broke up a few because we won the Constitution because you wouldn't let us have our religious freedom. So you get the government you deserve, Redcoat. You did something.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I know that the founding fathers' government is way different to the American government, the way it is now.
Yeah,
but there are still a lot of protections that are afforded to U.S. citizens.
Yep, but yeah, we're the world police now. Team America, yeah.
Well, that's the interesting part about America is it wasn't founded on kings or like following a certain principle. Well, other than a government based around the rights of the people. That was the whole purpose of the Constitution, was to give the rights to the people.
Yeah.
And not have too much powerful oversight in politicians or whatever.
Yeah, because that's why presidents serve 4 years in a term, because King George, the King of Britain at the time, said, "Oh, George Washington's going to be in power forever. He's now King Washington." And George Washington said, "No, I'll prove you wrong. I'm only going to do 4 years, and everyone else will only do 4 years."
He didn't even want to be president. He was just elected because he was so popular.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was like, fine.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do. See, what happened was we didn't even have the 2-term limit thing. He just did. He did. I remember him doing 2 terms, and so everyone just kind of did that. or people just didn't get reelected up until you had Franklin D. Roosevelt during the 30s, and then he just kept getting reelected until he died, and then people were like, "Oh, well, that's kind of like a monarch. Let's put a limit on that. Let's stop that."
Yeah, because I know FDR stayed in power due to the war, wasn't it? So he's like, "Oh, I'm currently a wartime president, so I have to remain until the war's over."
God, imagine if that was still in effect and we still had Bush all the way up until the whatever.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that would be horrible.
That would have been awful.
He's just hooked into the White House like the God Emperor of Mankind, just still there.
Yeah, we hawked it. But he'd be dragged around like Biden too. But it kind of didn't help. Our presidents are getting older and older for some reason, even though we changed people.
Yeah. I think it's just the way the politics have shaped over time as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the way I look at the world is like people are always an issue, and when it comes to making a system, you can make the best system, a constitution or whatever, for humanity, but there's always going to be some big dick guy with some ego who wants to prove something, or
you'll never have
your
like
Jenga blocks. He'll just knock them over.
Yeah, you'll never have a utopia or like a perfect world.
It's like it's akin to like if you've played Assassin's Creed, you have like the Templars. Their order, the entire principle of it, is very great. It's just that it attracts powerful, greedy people who want power, and the whole thing.
Yeah,
just falls
and to
apart.
achieve that greatness, they've got to be absolutely authoritarian to enforce that.
Yeah. So people are a problem.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah, I mean, you can say people are a problem, which they are, but we still should strive towards like what is the best.
There should be a great system in place that can't be diminished or ruined by people's red.
Exactly. But the thing is, the easiest way to do that is we just have a whole bunch of different systems, and that's what I've been telling Jack Talcott. We can't join together under just one system because there's too many assholes in it. They had to go away. I'll do my thing over here, and they'll be crazy over there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have like just one singular system, because then you start going down the road of like 1984 territory. So you do need to have division and opposing viewpoints.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, I don't even mind 1984 if I'm Big Brother, but if I don't get to be Big Brother, then I'm not doing it.
Yeah, but it's also the fact of like we are right. What you think is wrong, what we say is correct, and you can't do anything.
The definitions need to be set, and those need to be not changeable. A system, the definitions, the rules, the laws.
Yeah.
And nothing can affect those. Once that is achieved, that would be great.
Yeah. The thing is, though, is that we can never truly predict where society is going to go as well.
You can't predict people. That's why the whole thing. You can imagine an amazing system, but some dickwad is going to come along and just knock it over, because people are unpredictable, and it's so infuriating.
Yeah. Well, it's like with the Second Amendment, because they say, the founding fathers never predicted like this kind of weaponry, which is true. However, we must adapt that to the new society.
But like the true intent of it was to overthrow a tyrannical government.
Yeah.
That's what the intent of it was. Not to be like, it's my right to have a gun. It's just
yeah, no. It definitely was the intent of like former militias, and whenever the government gets too tyrannical, that you can rise up and do that. Because as society's gone forwards, we can say, we don't really want to overthrow the government.
Because they created a system of government, and people change, generations go by, so then new people have to fill those positions of government, and they could not have the best intentions at heart, and everything falls apart. So there needs to be some kind of reset of like, hey, hold up, something ain't right. That's what the whole Second Amendment is about, is just to be able to have, it's like a plan B for like if the government gets too tyrannical, the people have a way out. They have a plan B for
Yeah.
if the system starts to fail.
Oh no, definitely. The thing that always bugs me though is that a lot of people get really wound up and misunderstood about how important the Second Amendment is in America.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of outsiders will go, "Oh, America's full of guns and this and that." And it's like, no, you don't understand the intricate, inwoven stuff when it comes to the Second Amendment.
People get too caught up on the semantics of like, well, guns are this powerful. You don't need to have that today, and this and that doesn't really. I don't know. I'm missing my point. What was my point? I don't remember. Fuck.
Oh yeah, you were saying about like people shouldn't have all this high power stuff.
Should like. I don't know. People are quick to blame. Well, okay, I'm getting on a different point. It's people are quick to blame that everything on guns, and it's not the guns that are the issue. It's a mental health issue, really,
Yeah.
because you can look at other countries that have a high gun rate in their population, but there's no shootings. It's just that's shootings is mostly just an American thing, which is really weird. It's an American education health epidemic rather than a gun issue.
Yeah, because if people really want to inflict damage, you can do that without a firearm.
Yeah, that's what I've always said. It's like if you want to kill somebody, you can get a knife. Heck, you can use a rock. Heck, you can use your bare hands.
Yeah, I mean, in Britain, we had a massive problem with the IRA for a number of years. They didn't use guns; they used bombs, and that was just stuff you could buy. Yeah,
It's like bombs are illegal, but then you still have the Boston marathon bombing back in 2013.
I got a bill, but it's for a garden. But I can cut stuff with it. If it's sharper, the better.
but yeah, no, like taking away all the firearms won't solve the issue because if people do want to cause damage,
It's not
We're making more
realistically
firearms.
possible. There's no way you're going to be able to get rid of it.
no.
So it's not even there's no point in debating it because even if it was achieved to be like ban guns, you're not taking that away from the American people. That is so much into our culture that it's like it's not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And that doesn't account for like illegal firearms and you know firearms coming from elsewhere. You know.
It's like if you want to commit a crime, you're going to do it. It's like if the guns are banned, well, I mean, people are still going to find a way to get guns. People already do.
Or use other weapons like knives and blunt objects.
And vehicles.
Yeah,
Giant
yeah.
batteries. And moving giant batteries makes a good bomb.
But the counter argument to that is that it's like, well, a gun can kill more people in a span of time. But I can also imagine a scenario if you're in like a crowded mall where people are like shoulder to shoulder, you could probably take a knife and just start shanking as many people as possible before somebody actually noticed.
Yeah.
Or we could just concentrate the nitrogen in the atmosphere a little bit more, and that would knock people out, and they stay out for too long, they just won't come back out.
Yeah. We got the like Oklahoma City bombing. He didn't use a gun and he still killed a lot of people.
If people want to kill, they're going to find a way. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the gun. It's not the bomb. It's just that's just the method.
Yeah.
It's a health issue. That's the core thing that's wrong.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a mental health issue because the problem with mental health is that the context is incorrect. It's not a problem with their head. It's really a problem with the environment they're in most of the time. Sometimes it's usually the environment.
It's the person themselves, whether they were shaped by environment or there was whatever these reasons that affected them, they still decided to do this, and they just chose a gun or they chose a bomb. The method is not the issue. It's the person and whatever their environment, the system, whatever they were in, that needs to be fixed.
Oh yeah, I mean, if a hypothetical person snaps and then they want to go on a rampage, you know, don't get me wrong, they do have access to a firearm, but even if they didn't have access, if they really wanted to go on a rampage, they would find other means to do
They would
so.
find a way.
Yeah.
Plus, if they do get a firearm and someone else has a firearm, well, it's a draw. So
it's a draw because somebody can have a gun in there. They could have a concealed carry permit and stop it before it gets worse.
Or you could take someone else's gun, you know, if you.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's not one of those where you can just simply dismiss the entire gun argument in America because there are a lot of factors. And that's why it annoys me when people talk about it and go, "Oh, it's guns," and I was like, "No, it's not."
No, it's not. It's a lot of things. There's a lot more complexity to it. There's more than just because humans are simple creatures. We want simple solutions. We want a fast fix to majority of things. It's like that's not how it works. You need to
Yeah.
get your hands dirty and deal with all these details of it to actually resolve anything.
Yeah.
Because if you just want to slap duct tape on it, it's just going to that would just create more problems.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
The problems will the same problem will just like you said, like with the gun thing. It's like you can get rid of the gun, you slap duct tape on it, but then now it's knives, now it's stabbings. It's the same issue.
People
it's
will
just changed.
People will work around it. Like when in the 60s, California had a big problem with like highway robberies and stuff. So the ATF said, right, we're going to start. It's illegal to now have a firearm over a certain length, and the criminals went, well, if it's illegal to already have this, I don't care because I'm going to do something illegal anyway.
Yeah.
Nico's back.
He's
Probably
back.
talk about the nitrogen.
Quick, play the clip of being lost in life.
Oh yeah, that's me. I thought Ben was supposed to queue up. Well, okay, I'll get it.
You can leave again.
Oh, he did have it queued up. Benjamin, are you up?
Am I up? I guess. I see Jay here. What's up, Jay?
Just hit play.
I'll mute.
Yeah, Benjamin hit play.
What's up?
I was making a joke.
Right, we're gonna
To
keep
be
it going.
doing like a calling. That calling never came. It wasn't even that I was trying to avoid thinking about the future or that I was lazy. It was like my brain just couldn't go there. I had this mental block. I couldn't think beyond the now. Even today, I still struggle to imagine exactly what I want in the future. But back then, it was just impossible. I continued to just follow my feelings.
Why
what
are we
felt
watching this?
good, which ultimately led to lots of video games, staying up late and
This is a
doing
meme.
just enough
It's
that I
just-
could pass college. One day I had completed my project work, all printed and
Because what's
neatly
his face
bound,
left because
and
we were
handing
playing
this
this.
in
But
would
since he
put me
joined
at a
back,
triple
I said, "Play
distinction
it."
for my grade, and tomorrow
Here's
was
a
the
joke.
deadline.
Hey guys.
Oh, we were trying to get rid of Nico. Is that what we're doing?
I came back because I sort of realized something about myself and such.
That you were afraid of a YouTube video.
Yeah. I was going to say, what Call of Duty was that guy playing? It was like Call of Duty 3.
Sure, let's go with that. Wait, no, Call of Duty World War.
Oh,
I was
great game.
growing up. I idolized myself, and I was idolized as being as being like a genius or one of those super smart kids. And I'm processing that that ain't me. But I held on to that idol that I was, and I always looked up to those people like Einstein and Tesla and Stephen Hawking and all ever since I was a kid, and all these like really smart people thinking I could be just like them. And,
No, you're on their path because all three of them got put down, not knowing anything. Well, not the Hawking, but Einstein and Tesla didn't make it to cleanly through academia. So you're actually on that path. So congratulations.
don't. It's like I just see like I shouldn't be like that, and I'm not. I don't think I'm an intellectual. I should see the truth of who I really am, and not. I'm no intellectual. I'm no genius. I'm just a dude.
But here's the problem with
You
that:
know.
truth is just a feeling. So you could be intellectual still.
You're like the devil whispering in my ear, man.
Exactly. Let me put the glasses on.
What's he telling you to do?
Telling
I'm
me
telling him to
second
make some
guess.
money with the brain of yours. Maybe make a video game with 5.
Dude, no, I'm an idiot. I don't know. No.
But no one
Start
has to know
drawing porn.
that. No one has to know that. They're dumber than you are.
Where'd Jay go?
Oh,
Yeah, but I know that, and that's what matters.
How many
I don't-
how many parallel versions of you are you gonna run into?
What?
I mean, how many copies of yourself are you gonna run into in this universe?
None.
Exactly. So it's not a problem. You don't have to worry about it.
I don't know. I just
Wait, are we talking about Nico again? Is this the conversation?
Yes.
Oh,
And I'm,
okay.
and I'm trying to freaking
Ben.
blow
Ben.
Ben
I
and
just.
Nico's
Ben.
nails.
Look. Ben. I came back kind of being like, look, I'm basically me coming back and being like, yeah, no, I'm no intellectual, I'm no genius, I'm none of that. Even though that was the people that like, even though people idolized me as such, and I idolized myself as that, and I idolized other people for those qualities, like Einstein and such, and wanted to be like them. But maybe that's just not my path.
No, this is definitely
That's
a
just
path.
not
Go
me.
make a diss track on Dragon's Neck. This is
Why would I make a diss track on my friend?
because that's
funny.
how you get stronger. You gotta train with him.
I was going to say, instead of like idolizing yourself, could you not look at yourself and go, right, this is where I can improve? Be a stoic.
Yeah, and I'm working on that because there's just such like a sense of insecurity with like my ideation of intellect and all that that it causes so much more harm than good.
Oh yeah, no. See, don't get me wrong. When it comes to intellect, I do believe that's very subjective because everyone's got their own intellect about certain things. So unless you were driving towards one particular field or one particular viewpoint, then yeah. But overall,
It's like the analogy of if you teach a fish to if you grade a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it'll go its whole life thinking it's stupid.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I've been doing. With the whole school system, with myself, with like who I've decided to look up to, all of that, and certain people as well. I'm going through that gifted struggle of being called like a genius without even like having to put in any effort, like growing up, and that sort of just stuck around as a core part of my identity, and like I didn't even know how to put in any effort. Like that skill never got built. And
You
like I'm just
So,
kind of
so realizing that
around
you're not a genius is a hard thing.
no, realizing that realizing that I'm stupid,
Yeah.
and my subconscious having to battle that, and that there are many signs of.
You had too many like yes men going like yes, you're
Yeah.
smart, you're great. You need a no guy coming around going you're fucking retarded.
Yes, you're fucking retarded, but stupid never stopped Officer Snaps. He still thinks he'd be the greatest journalist in the world. So use him for inspiration.
yeah, with a lot more people who've got like opposing viewpoints.
Yeah, you need a guy to come punch you in the face every now and then.
Yes, that's why you need to start a beef with Dragon's Neck.
And life has kind of been like that, basically.
Yeah, so you need to start a beef with Dragon's Neck so you can have someone that punch you in the face on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You should instigate it because you're smarter.
I'm not. I don't even know, man. I'm at just a identity crisis turmoil
I'm telling you.
where I don't even know where I'm at, dude. I don't even know if I'm like smart or stupid or dumb. I don't fucking know, man. I'm lost.
That's good.
Start beef with Dragon's Neck, then you get to figure out who's smarter between the two of you.
Yeah, but I don't want to cause problems between me and him.
Oh, the easy solution is just to ask, what's 9 plus 10?
Playing what? You stupid.
So who do you want to? He's stupid. Who's causing your issues? Start beef with them, or you can fight my enemies for me. That's always an
I don't really have many enemies.
All right, well you can find my enemies for me.
Aside from the school system.
Oh, I hate those guys.
Like even then, it's just like a subjective interpretation.
No, I hate those guys. So let's start beef with them.
I don't know, dude. Yeah, those same people are the ones that got the FBI called on me and stuff. So
Tell you what, read Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. I think it'll help you.
I agree.
What?
Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand.
Your accent makes it pretty.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Shrugged?
Yeah, Atlas Shrugged.
Atlas Shrugged.
Yeah, thank you.
Ayn Rand. Atlas Shrugged.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, Ben, you're an old guy. And I look up to you because you're pretty smart.
Prove it. Prove you're smart.
I'm waiting for the bot or I'm waiting for what's. Okay, you buttered me up. You did the FE. Okay, now what?
I mean, no, there's no FE. No, there's just a hey, how many times has this guy like intellectually destroyed me? And like I couldn't even say shit. Like I don't like. That's because I'm. What is that? Because I'm holding back? He said, no, no. I go into something and I just like forget what I'm saying because I'm like a fucking retard.
Yeah, you're holding back. You feel bad for us,
brother. Holy shit!
You should have your brain behind your back. You feel bad for us.
And in fairness, intellectuality, as I said, is just a subjective thing. You could have someone who is completely well versed on a particular subject or something, but they may not be in everything else. Intellectual doesn't mean you're the best and the greatest at everything, around you. It's just, you're very well versed, very quick witted on a particular thing.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, and it also has to do with focus and follow through. So
yeah,
I don't think that you're not stupid. You are smart, but you have to pick a direction, a project, and focus on it for long enough and follow through. And then you'll see.
Because if you say sorry about that. You could have a intellectual math genius who knows the ins and outs of everything that's related to maths, but just because he's an intellectual genius doesn't mean that he could weld a door or carpent a table.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see that. I just.
Philosophy helps with intellectuality as well,
Yeah, and I'm battling that whole yes men thing, like you said, of just trying to get my subconscious to accept that. Of just hey, look, all of your peers said you're basically the smartest person they know. Yeah, what if all of your peers are idiots and you're the king of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to test your metal, stir some shit up. We'll
Yeah.
find out how smart you are soon.
They say that we're a reflection of the company we keep, so find smarter people and see how you stack up.
Yeah, especially as well, if find people with opposing viewpoints that you can discuss with, because not only will you learn a lot of new things, but you will come away from that conversation and go, right, I want to be more well versed on this the next time we speak about it.
Yeah. I see that. And it's like it does seem like every time that I go and like against somebody with an opposing viewpoint, every time I seem to lose because I just like sort of forget it or get like scared or insecure and like I just choke.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
same.
like it all could be perfect in my head. And
Yeah.
then I like go to articulate it, I get insecure about it. And
That's
like
why it's better to like write it out.
They try to like poke one hole in it that like I already patched, but like there's a delusion, there's like a schizoid delusion of, oh god, there's a hole in there, and then all of a sudden everything starts to fall apart. And then in the shower, I'm like sitting here and I'm like, wait a second, no, this is.
You can patch it, and it's like that isn't a hole. Yeah, my mind works the same way. It's the same thing.
Well, if you want as well, I can always have like a friendly spar with you as well about like whatever you want to discuss. Not now because it's your stream. But
It comes down to, it's not your point is wrong. It's that your communication is just not, the thoughts are not being worded right.
Yeah, it's how you
not enough blue.
articulate your
Yeah,
points
not
and
enough
stuff.
blue.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem of just like I don't like I'm just like I'm so bad at communication that it's just causing a mass amount of cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, it also comes down to the response, the ability for others to actually understand what you're talking about. You know, too.
And it's like at half the time people don't, because that makes me feel like an idiot, because like they should be able to understand what I'm saying, and that means that I'm not articulating it properly, and then
Yeah, it's like if you're a TI and you get into a conversation with another TI, you're going to be able to go back and forth and understand each other. Whereas if it wasn't TI, or you just didn't get into that flow state, or their TI is not at the same level as yours, you're going to just be banging blocks against each other.
Yeah, and you don't want someone who like cuts it off all the time or just speaks over you.
yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm just not very articulate. Like I can like sort of visualize my idea, but like the articulation is just gone.
Same.
And then it just makes me so like upset at myself that I just like want to like punch a wall or something.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I'm like sort of the same way where I will have like an articulated point in my head, but you know when I'm challenged on it, that point in my head goes away, so I have to like think on the spot.
When you have to verbally speak it like on the spot, it's just like if I can write it down. If it's like in a Discord thing, if we were just like writing back and forth, I have time. I can wait. I can rethink. I can reread it before I send it.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't get misconstrued as badly. It still gets messed up along the way, but it's not getting like hit by a semi truck. It's just getting hit by a soccer mom in her minivan.
Yeah. I think I also just hit myself with a semi truck often. But like I need
No,
to
you
get
hit yourself with a Honda Civic and then say it's a truck.
You know, that sounds about right.
So Nico, the solution to your problem is video games.
Sure.
Yeah, play Bioshock.
Bro's just playing devil's advocate to play devil's advocate at a certain point. That's crazy. But like I need to get rid of that attachment.
Right.
Like,
How do you need to get rid of the attachment when you're smart?
Because it causes me so much pain because I can't actually like prove it or anything. You know, and it's like I don't. Yeah, it's like I don't like I'm not. Like it's like either I'm the stupidest idiot in the world or like I'm literally Einstein. There's no.
You could also read Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. That might help you.
Yeah, that might. Yeah.
You can't be the stupidest idiot in the world because you didn't blow yourself up in a hash explosion.
That's true. You're stuck.
Thanks for the tea there.
I mean, in fairness, we've all done stupid things, so you know.
Huh? Like we're like we're different. You have too much of an attachment on your ideas and stuff. I come from a point of view of like it's detached. Like I can jumble this idea, this blue-red thing, whatever, and it can be shot to hell, but I'm not attached to it. It's not. Which I'm sitting here thinking of it. I've just completely blocked out whatever Yuns were talking about. I'm just thinking like, that's am I T? Is now that's where I'm going because it's like I'm not attached to it. I'm just attached from most things. I don't know.
I think I do believe that you can be attached to an idea or a certain thing, but you can't become obsessed with it. Because when you become obsessed with it, that's when you block out everything surrounding it, you know.
I don't know. Yeah. I could also say that I don't know what it is, but maybe there's also a consequence or a con to being too detached, to going the complete opposite.
Oh yeah, that's when it's just like
that's kind of where I'm at. I'm detached entirely from a lot of things.
But here's this idea, but I don't care. And then for me, it's like, here's this idea, I care, I will cry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Ben's out here like, then Binyamin's out here like, you have no idea, dude. The real world's gonna like chew you up and spit you out like a fucking serpent.
I think it's already started.
The serpent's chewed though.
You are driving packages, so.
Yeah, I'm an Amazon delivery. I went from chemistry student to Amazon delivery driver. I am not in a good place in life right now.
You're in my industry. I'm in logistics too.
That's not a bad thing as well. A lot of people do that. Like they go from studying to standard job.
I just have a funny image in my head of like Ben is just watching us like run around like a bunch of headless chickens trying to put a hat on.
Yeah, that's basically what he does in these streams.
And I'm way ahead of him.
There's no head. Why am I looking for a hat when I have no head?
Well, you got to find the head. It's on the floor somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, we done processing Nico, or we got more? There's always more.
I need to process Nico.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a me thing.
Well, I'd say do your best to open yourself up to the concept of, you know, certain ideas and certain things you follow can be like criticized or open to talk about stuff like that. You know.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Because I mean, like I'm strong on a lot of positions, but I'd never like go double down over anything. I'm willing to listen and see other people's points of view. Because we were talking about like the Second Amendment and all that before. So
this is a problem. Like I'm strong in a vacuum, but whenever it comes to scrutiny, everything just falls apart. It seems like.
Well, the thing is that every single thing ever can be scrutinized. There is no perfect thing.
Yeah.
Like it comes down to like you have this idea in your head and you're like it makes perfect sense to you, but as soon as you bring it to reality, you put it up on this pedestal and say, guys, look at this, and then it just gets torn apart. It's like
especially like it's like a blobfish. You know how whenever you pull it up and it's like just like dead and cooked. It's like it's like a beautiful only in the deep sea.
But yeah, I mean, everything can be scrutinized. You've got to understand that's going to happen.
Yeah, I understand it. I think my problem is just like experiencing it is completely different.
I feel like we're also getting stuck on the whole like it's like this idea is getting scrutinized, but the main problem is he's trying to point out is that it's like I have the problem of articulating it, and when it gets scrutinized, I immediately my head goes empty. I forget everything, but then as soon as I'm alone, I can reprocess and I can fix it. I can't fix it in the moment when it's being scrutinized. I can only do it when I'm on my own by myself somewhere else.
Yeah, where we look back in retrospect and go, oh yeah, I could have said this, said that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you hate yourself because you're like, why couldn't I say that then?
it's just it's a serious communication issue where in like what do you might call it? You could say it's like idea performance anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of what it is. Yeah, it's a lot of that.
I have a name to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just it's terrible.
You could always discuss these things as well through like email and text where you do have time to articulate points and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one of those that video I sent earlier that we was watching. One of the other ones was the guy talking about being autistic and being like his view of socializing. He doesn't socialize in the face-to-face or in a verbal way. He'd rather just online like this or via texting is a channel that is much easier, more comfortable, comes more naturally to him.
Yeah.
So we're just autistic is basically what's going on here.
Right.
It's just the tism.
Please be patient. I have autism.
Yeah, basically. Sounds about right.
I like realism better than autism.
I like being normal.
Yeah, I like that too.
Define normal.
Normal.
I mean, in fairness, I used to be the same way and still like speaking to people and stuff, and online did definitely help with that. You know, because nowadays I love coming like streams and stuff. It's always fun.
Yeah, you're welcome to join. Thanks for joining and for
Oh no, thank you for having me.
sharing stuff. Do you have anything you want to say before we end the stream?
No, I was just going to say thank you for having me for the short period.
Sweet.
Hopefully do it again. And Nico, if you ever want to, if you want like a friendly discussion, just come to my channel, comment something, you know, because...
Oh, you have a channel. Yeah, let's post it in the... Do you want to post it for us so we can share it?
Yeah,
I'll just post the name. It's not special, but you know, if he wants to come through, I'm more than welcome.
Oh my gosh, see, this is how he does it. This is how you do it. Not like the Looney Tunes idiot.
Yeah, you just sit down and like friendly chat. But no, honestly, thank you very much, guys. It's been wonderful. I hope you have. Is it daytime in the US now?
Mm-hmm.
That's his channel there that's posted.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
my Eastern Daylight Time is about 5 p.m.
Okay. Well, I hope you all have a great evening then.
Thank you.
Oh,
you have a
thank
good
you very
night.
much. Take care, guys.
What
Take
about
care.
other people? You guys want to leave us with something before maybe Nico? You want to turn around and talk about hope of the future and
Yeah. Hope in the future. I'm just stuck right now. I'll figure shit out. I'll get things worked out. Find my path. All of that. We're good.
yeah, or your path will find you.
Yeah, my path will find me. Basically. Yeah.
Nico, since we're in the same industry, do you want to play RTS games with me?
I just hit me up in Discord.
Absolutely.
My computer is like dog shit. With internet connection and stuff.
Don't worry about the chairs. The games we're playing aren't the brand new ones that need the newest freaking whatever features that you cram in. So it's like big. If need be, I'll just buy you another one.
I'll basically be the lag master.
I just the lags from Comcast. We're blaming Comcast for that because it's their fault. Not Comcast.
I have my setup's like kind of mid. It's a school computer.
So is mine.
I feel like Hank likes to blame the right source for the problems.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
my computer's like it's a HP Z440 workstation, and if you know about it, it's like over 10 years old, but it's more fast enough for doing this. I rarely have technical issues. That's why I get the host once a month.
Okay.
Graves, you got anything? Anything you want
I'll
to leave us with?
help you find another computer that'll be good enough, but that won't break the bank.
Nope, I got nothing. The cake is a lie.
The cake is a lie.
The cake is a lie.
It's just a way to get you. It's those FE people. They throw you that cake and they got you. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's manipulation fodder. Yeah. Hank? Anything?
I like puppies.
Yeah. Puppies are cool.
Yeah, that's all.
Sweet. We got some good wisdom coming out of this stream here.
Yeah, I got something. If you just happen to been making terroristic threats for the past, I don't know, maybe 6 months, and you're watching the stream, you probably should start apologizing real quick, or you may end up in a cage.
Huh?
He's on a boat.
Jump.
Yeah, jump.
Who's this?
Do a flip.
Hey, thanks for letting me just trash your chat. I realized I shouldn't be doing this. I'm trolling, and I felt comfortable enough to just continue it because I knew it was Hank. And I'm like, Hank's gonna know that I'm not doing this maliciously. I appreciated the chance to just spur, and that's what I called it.
Yeah,
I just wanted to kind of pay it forward. Going here, thanks for letting me just spur. So let's.
Yeah. Trash the chat at any time.
Of this.
Sweet.
So you're on the riverboat trip that little Tommy and Ben was supposed to take last year, but didn't because they couldn't get their crap together.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Say that again.
You're on the riverboat trip that Tommy and Ben were supposed to do last year, but they didn't because they couldn't get their crap together. Is that it?
Yeah. There's always next year.
Yeah, there's always next year.
That's a nice steering wheel. I like your steering wheel. I need to get one of those for my car.
Yeah. I guess I'm trained like Pavlov's dog. Usually people ask me about the thing. I go, oh, they're probably gonna ask about the damn wheel. So I just kind of instantly go, here, there's a fucking wheel.
Right. You got a Canada flag there by accident. I don't know how that got there.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, so I don't care so inspect your chat because mainly the chat people don't really matter unless it's mine. They matter a little bit, but otherwise I don't care. There was someone that tried to leak this contact information. I don't like that, so I banned him because I don't even know if it was valid contact information. If you want to give me contact information, go in the back chat or email me. So I'll put it in the public chat.
okay. Captain just called. I gotta go. All right. Thanks
Thanks for showing us your
guys.
shit.
Oh, thanks for just letting me just blur, go blah blah blah.
Yeah,
So then I don't say it in reality. I can keep my mouth shut and be all polite. So I already did it all in your chat. Thank you for letting me just vent.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, no problem, dude.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Glad that you're on. See you, bro.
All right. Well, yeah. Good. Thanks for hanging out with us, having a chill evening.
Yeah.
Check y'all later.
Now to get the smoke for the video games. Oh well.
Check y'all later, guys.